Yes, it is time for our Valentine's Day themed episode of Tarot Tales.
We're talking all about love, different kinds of relationships and connections.
Yes, it's going to be a good time today. My name is Heather, by the way, from Shadow and Shine.
And my name's Kelsey. I go by Soul Light Affirmations across the internet.
Yes, and we are coming here together to spend some time with you guys live here on YouTube to talk all things tarot, astrology, spirituality, and the like. And today we are specifically making an effort to focus on romance, love, relationships, because in just a couple of days it is going to be Valentine's Day. So, tis the season.
Tis the season for love specials.
Yes, absolutely. So that's what we have going on. Um, I have a big iced mocha sitting here.
I have 3 drinks. I have an energy
Three? Oh
drink,
my gosh.
I have a water, and then in case I get hungry, I have an Alani's cookies and cream
Mm.
shake. Because I sometimes get hungry about like when we're almost done. So
Right. Well, you are 2 hours ahead, so
yeah. So I thought I'll
it
have
is
a little
around dinner
snack.
time. Yeah. It's a little bit earlier for me, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's middle of the afternoon still over here in the mountains.
Love it.
But
Well, I'm super excited. This is what, episode number 4 officially?
4, yes, our 4th
Yeah.
episode. So
We got over the
exciting.
I love the number
Yeah.
4. The number 4 is a nice number.
Stability. So,
Stability, safety, protection. Like,
yes, maybe this will be a very stable, foundational episode.
perhaps, right? One of our
Mhm.
cornerstones.
I hope so. We will see. But without further ado, why don't we get into a card pull so we
Sure.
can see about the energy of the week ahead?
Yes.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can do that. So,
Sure.
perfect. So if you're just joining us or if you're scrolling past, I suggest you stop. I'm tapping into your energy here, tapping into the energy of the collective. Keep in mind, general collective reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But we're seeing what energy is coming this week. This during our love special, we got a lot going on in the sky. So, whoa.
I
Okay,
bet.
whoa. So Heather, we just talked about the number 4. Look what popped
Oh,
out. We got this like emperor energy, which is like the authority card. This reminds me of Saturn a bit. Even though the emperor is ruled by Aries, I really feel like this is kind of the energy of Saturn moving into Aries. Like that's kind of what I'm
yes.
feeling here and we have that foundational number 4. What are we like? You have dreams and aspirations, and
Yes, Shadow.
wherever this is
Yes.
transiting your chart, it's going to have a huge influence. But it's about kind of tapping into, um, it's tapping
I know.
into
Shadow's like, I have a message for you guys.
message. But again, the energy of the week ahead, we have so much going on in the sky, which we're going to talk about. But Saturn is, of course, moving into Aries. And this is about putting your goal, like kind of bringing down your goals and like making them into actionable steps, right? And no, this is really exciting. And like I said, the number 4 may resonate for some of you. Drop in the chat if the number 444 resonates. But I'm feeling like we're building the foundation upon which the rest of like, I'd say the next at least year to 3 years
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be laid upon. So that's the card for the week ahead. Maybe I'll pull one more just to see what else is up, and then we'll head over to you.
Sounds good.
Positive movement forward. But what did I say? Putting in the work. This is kind of 8 of Pentacles energy. 8 of Pentacles, you're putting the work in, right? So it's not simple. It's we're heading away from that idea of like we were in Pisces. Saturn was in Pisces, right? So we're moving out of that kind of dreamy, kind of fluid way of doing things.
Right.
Lacking a little
The
bit of
fog
clarity.
is lifting.
The fog is lifting, and now we're having positive movement forward with this 8 of Pentacles energy. It's going to take work. You're going to have to find your inner authority, your inner emperor to get it done. But I see it happening. Love it.
I love that. That
Yeah.
does align with a lot of the astrology. And of course, I have a boatload of astrology to get into this week. So Stay tuned.
Yes. We're going to talk astrology.
Buckle
We'll
up.
talk about spiritual experiences. We're talking
Yes.
about love.
We're gonna get into all that, but I have some cards to pull as well. Let me just scooch this microphone over a little bit so I can shuffle a little bit better. But since it is the week of Valentine's Day, I'm gonna pull from a love story
Love
to
it.
give us some love messages, tap into the romance energy that's happening this week, and we will see what's happening in our love lives this week for Valentine's Day.
I'm ready.
What do we need to know? What? Oh, there we go. We got something. Okay. We have You Are My Muse. You put the creative spark back into my art. I love that.
Love that.
So I feel like with this card coming through, it's like, regardless of what your current relationship status is, doesn't matter whether you're single, whether you're attached to somebody or not, like we are all inspired by romance and love. So allow that to inspire you, even if it's like a past love, even if it's someone that you're not currently with. I mean, for example, look at Taylor Swift. She does it all the time. I mean, how many songs, how many albums has this girl cranked out with, all inspired about her journey in her love life? She's written breakup songs. She's written, like, with her newest album, Life of a Showgirl, it's got a happier vibe because of the current relationship that she's in. I mean, just listening to the song Wood, you would know that. Um, so so yeah, I mean, and you don't have to necessarily create music, but everyone has something that they are creative at. It could be music, it could be painting, drawing, it could be knitting, crocheting, it could be anything. There's so many different things that people can be creative of. Arts and crafts, whatever it is. But just allow it to inspire you, allow it to move you, and especially once again with that energy of Saturn moving into Aries, there is so much creative energy in that. A lot of people get freaked out by Saturn because they're like, oh, Saturn is all about restrictions and delays. But Saturn is also the bones of stuff.
The structure, right?
Right, exactly. It's how we actually like have our dreams come into some kind of real formation, something that's tangible. So if there is a dream that you want to create, if there's a love life that you want to create, this is the perfect opportunity to start doing that this week. So I absolutely love that energy for you guys. So get creative this Valentine's Day.
All about the creative energy and
Yes.
bringing your dreams into reality. Making
Absolutely.
those actionable steps. I love it. We have a few comments. Hello, how
I
are you
see
guys?
that.
Hello, they love Mars. How are you? If you're still
Welcome,
here,
you guys.
Kyra and okay.
I've seen that there's been like a shift in the numbers of people. It's like it goes really high and then it dives down, then it goes high. I'm like, I don't know what's going on there, but
we've got
we're hanging out. I'm gonna bring my computer in because it has all of the stuff we need to know astrologically. Oh, let's see here.
So we're gonna get into the astrology of the week ahead. Let's see here.
I'm going to get into that in just a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of some things happening in the chat. Because we got some
see ya.
We got some weird people happening there. I can't give advice for everything. Here's the thing. If you're really having that kind of an issue, my recommendation is to go to the doctor.
That's what I would say. It's really, we can't give that kind of advice.
No, but you may want to go to your doctor if you're having that kind of problem. But thank you for keeping it entertaining, at least.
You made me kind of giggle, so.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, anyways, let's see here.
Let's get into the astrology.
Okay, yeah, I got my astrology notes here, so buckle up. Kelsey, you can keep tabs on the chat while I get into the astrology. So it's kind of lengthy today. So I'm going to be reviewing the astrology, from today until like next Wednesday, which does include that eclipse.
Right.
And a lot of people really like to focus on the eclipse because it is the eclipse. It's, kind of a big transit that goes on, but there's so many other things that are happening. We got to get into all of it because you compound it all together and it's a lot happening here. All right.
Absolutely.
So starting tomorrow, February 12th, we will have Mercury conjunct the North Node. So here's what that means. Now, both of these are also sitting in Pisces. So this is very much so Pisces energy. This is your mind, voice, and ideas. They are being deeply tied to your life purpose. This placement often signifies a messenger, someone meant to express ideas that guide others. With this conjunction in Pisces, the themes become spiritual, mystical, and emotionally intuitive. So, key words here with this transit, you want to think of intuition, dreams, compassion, imagination, empathy, divine communication, poetry, soul expression, poetry, kind of like tapping into that songwriting thing again. You're learning to think and communicate beyond logic. Your gift lies in sensing the unsaid, speaking from the soul, and channeling insights from subtle realms. Your mind may operate more like a sponge or antenna, picking up energies, moods, and inspiration from sources and others.
Okay.
So, yes. So, this is
Yeah,
very much so connected to the way we communicate and the way we think.
absolutely. And we have fairy goddess Tarot. She's in the chat. She says, "Hey, beautiful
Hello, welcome
goddesses.
back.
Hope you're having a good day." And she says she's ready for the astrology. And she says what you just talked about resonates.
Well,
Resonates for
I'm
her right
I'm
now.
glad it does. That is amazing. Fantastic. And of course, anyone else who's hanging out with us, if something resonates for you with the astrology that's happening, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, that's just one thing. That starts tomorrow. Then we have February 13th. So Friday the 13th.
Goddess Day.
Yes, don't be afraid of Friday the 13th. I get to go see the proof pictures from Shadow and Tinkerbell's photo shoot on Friday the 13th. So it's going to be a fun day for
That's
me.
a fun day. I love Friday the 13th has got such a bad rep, but I love it. It's the I think there's a lot of people that people don't know about Friday the
That's
13th.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. It's 13 is the number of the divine feminine.
Yes.
And we live in such a patriarchal world. That is exactly why it's demonized.
Yeah. It's the
So,
society. Absolutely. Absolutely, right?
mhm. Okay, so Friday, February 13th. This is a big one. Saturn officially ingresses into Aries, which is something we touched on a little bit in our card pulls.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so this is going to be happening for roughly the next 3 years. Saturn's going to be hanging out there in Aries. Saturn asks, what are you building? What are you committed to? Are you ready to grow in this area? So, meaning this area of life, wherever it is Aries sits in your birth chart. It represents the lessons we must learn to grow, even if they're tough, structure, discipline, and responsibility. Quite literally, it is the bones to physicality in that area of life. This is bold, direct, and self starting, but also brings serious pressure to our identity and to take accountability for your direction in life. This is initiation that turns into maturity. It is starting something real and it's turning your actions into strategies. So,
1000%. It's about that structure. It's about
yes.
kind of having a like that commitment to what you need to do in order to make your dreams a reality or what you want to bring in.
Exactly.
Those lessons. Yeah.
It's a very refreshing energy, I find, as opposed to where Saturn has been in Pisces,
Oh, yeah.
because that's such like a foggy energy. It's like you cannot see through the thick of it. You can't see through the clouds. But now it's like, yes, shadow.
Feel the intensity.
Yes. He's like, I'm going to speak on this one too. But now it's like you can start to see through the fog, you can see through those clouds, and you can actually make something tangible of it. So, like for example, with Saturn moving into Aries, where does Aries sit for you, Kelsey, in your birth chart?
So Aries rules my 11th house.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's going to be groups, friendships, the way you network and everything. You're going to see a lot of changes when it comes to just like your community and your connections with others over the
Yeah.
next like 2 or 3 years.
Well, and what's interesting when we talk about the energy of Saturn and Pisces, Pisces rules my 10th house. So, like, I went through a lot of career changes in the last 2 to 3 years, right? So, a lot of job
Yeah.
changes. So, there was a lot of cloudiness surrounding my public life, my ambition, my career. So, astrology is amazing. It's like, and sometimes you have to go through it and then reflect afterwards sometimes just to
Hmm.
see what's happened. Yeah.
That is very, very true. For me, it's going to be happening in my fifth house.
Mm.
So that's all about creativity, uh, romance, dating, even though there's nothing happening in that area for me. But
That you can see
children,
yet.
we'll see. We'll see what Saturn does. I don't know what Saturn is going to crystallize. But at least in terms of creativity, that is already shaping up to be a thing. Kind of going back to that card pull that I did earlier with the music and the muse and the creativity and the art and expression and everything, I myself am returning to the studio being my closet, of course, but it's a nice space to record music. I'm doing music again, so that is definitely fifth house stuff.
1000%. And was Saturn in Pisces, was that impacting your fourth house before?
Yes, that would be my home life.
Okay.
Shadow, do you want to talk about the home life? I mean, you're part of it. Well, you know what's really funny though? Um, I do have an interesting Saturn and Pisces fourth house story, because Pisces is a water sign, and um, it wasn't this past summer, but the summer before that. So 2024, summer of 2024. Um, in my entire apartment complex, they've been doing this project for a while where they've been going into every unit, and they have been like replacing the pipes and everything, dealing with the plumbing.
Yeah.
And that summer they came in here and they were just like, we got to come in there and we got to, undo all this plumbing stuff or whatever, redo everything. And so basically I had to be kicked out of my apartment for like a full week while they were working on this. And I mean, it was a
So
disaster.
it literally affected your home
Yes,
with
my home
water.
my home life was completely shaken with water, because the pipes were being like restructured like
Wow.
Saturn. So I mean, if that isn't Saturn and Pisces in the fourth house, I don't know what is.
One thought that is very literal. I'm gonna
Yes,
have to think if I have any
extremely
literal
literal.
stories. But
Yeah.
like, isn't it how on the nose it can be with
Mhm.
astrology? Like, yeah, and I think I've been learning. Like, there's so much to learn, but it's just it's kind of nice to reflect as you go through life and you go through transits and you kind of go, okay, okay, this is like I'm piecing together, and sometimes it gives you a little bit of peace knowing, like, okay, there was something
Right.
impacting me.
Right. It's like, okay, I wasn't a crazy person.
No, there was something
This
going on.
actually makes sense now. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people, especially if you don't understand how astrology works, a lot of people will think like, "Oh, the sky, what's happening up there is impacting us down here." But it's actually the opposite. What's happening up there is a reflection of what's happening here.
1000%. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love. We have some comments.
Yes.
Fairy Goddess Tarot, she's starting to get back into music as well. So that card inspired her as well,
Okay. Good,
Heather.
good, good. Fantastic.
And you're in Libra. What house would that be for you, Fairy Goddess?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on the house. If you know what house um Aries is in, um because yeah, I mean Saturn won't be in Aries and Libra at the same time. Aries and Libra are actually the two opposite, they're opposing signs to one another on
Yes.
the chart. So, like for me, I have Libra in my 11th house because that's the exact opposite side of the chart from Aries.
Very
So,
interesting.
mhm, that's why they call them sister signs. So, all right. Let's see. How do you find it this time? What do you do? Like, how do you find where Aries is in your birth chart?
Do-do-do.
I know that would be my Furbo dog camera. It's telling me something about the dogs. I don't know. They're here. They're fine. Okay. Anyways, Kelsey, you keep track on that chat there,
Yep.
especially for fairy goddess, and I am going to continue on with our next transit here because like I said, we got more.
So she has one more question. She says, "No, like the thing that's happening this time. How do you find where your placements are going to move?" That's a pretty complex question. Like it's
Well, your personal placements don't move. Your personal
yes,
placements are stationary.
yes,
As for the transiting planets, so basically, like if you're looking at your birth chart, the and if you're looking at a transit chart specifically, you'd have to look at a transit chart. The inner circle would be your birth chart, your personal placements. Those placements never move. The outer circle are the transiting planets, and they move around your personal placements. So that's kind of how that works. Um, so for Aries, it's going to be in your eighth house. So eighth house, with Saturn moving in there, it's going to be like it's going to be actually a very spiritual opportunity for you because that kind of taps into like a lot of taboo kind of things. It taps into things like tarot. It
the occult.
also,
Yeah.
yeah, the occult. It also taps into other people's resources. So it could be a good time for you to like I know you just started a YouTube channel recently. So if you continue to grow that, it might be a good idea to do something like create a Patreon or something like that, because that would be building a structure for other people's resources so people could come in and invest in you as an energy worker.
Hmm.
And that's something that Saturn would very, very much so love. Saturn would love that.
I love that
um,
read, Heather. I love that read for her. Like I think that's excellent energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. That's kind of what the eighth house is all about. So I mean, that's not just for her, but that goes for anyone who would be having
That
Saturn moving through Aries in the eighth.
hi Joa. Happy to see you too.
Hello, hello.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All
Good
right,
to see you.
so moving on to February 15th. So this is going to be on Sunday, the day after Valentine's Day. Uh, the sun will be squaring Uranus. This creates a clash between innovative originality, energy levels of the collective, and the need to break out of old stagnant patterns, especially around values, stability, and authenticity. So, really think of this as energy that's connected to a lot of the chaos that is happening globally right now. Like, this is definitely collective energy. This is upheaval and just like worldwide events, which I feel like we're all feeling. Even if you're not
Absolutely.
super intuitive, I don't know how you cannot feel it.
It's a
Um,
collective energy, that's for sure. Yeah.
yes, this creates friction, tension, restlessness, unpredictability, and ultimately it will lead to liberation. So it's like birthing pains. Even though it's really uncomfortable right now, and it feels like we are in the bad place, we are birthing out like new beginnings, because a lot of the old patterns that we're in, it doesn't work anymore. Like, for example, I'll give you guys a little personal anecdote here. My mom is of the boomer generation, so obviously she has some of those older mindsets. And the other day we were talking about, like money and stuff like that. And she was just like, "Oh, well, the dollar bill still has value because it's still backed by gold." And I was like, "No, it's not. It hasn't been backed by gold since 1971. Nixon like undid all of that. And now basically the dollar bill, it is valued by like full faith basically. So literally it only has value because our word gave it value. It's made up. We're playing Monopoly." Is basically what it is. And that was really hard for her to grasp
Yes.
her head around because that's not what she grew up with,
Mhm.
obviously. And for her, that would be like a removal of security for her
Right.
because that's what's familiar to her. Now, for a lot of us who are younger and and are not of that generation, it's like no, we can see how this is a monopoly game, but it's like that kind of monopoly system that needs to be broken down because it's stagnant, it doesn't work, it's make believe basically. So a lot of that has to be restructured.
Oh, 1000%. And no, I think that we are going to see, like quite a bit happen. So we have some questions in the chat here. Um, What's up with Valentine's Day? We got, what house are you looking for? I feel like just a collective.
Let's see. I would love to explain money to my Valentine. How romantic would that be? Well, what's funny though? Venus rules, love and money
It
basically.
does. It does,
even,
absolutely.
yeah, even though we're not talking about Venus at all right now, we're talking about the sun squaring Uranus,
Yeah.
but that's just a side note. So Venus is not just about love. Venus also loves money.
Yeah. Personal values, how you kind
Hmm.
of how you attract, how you express affection.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
how you hold money.
Hmm. How you attract it or how you repel it too.
That's, yep, absolutely.
Because Venus is kind of like it's a magnet planet. And magnets can either attract or repel. That's
Yes.
right, Shadow. Yes. I
Money
swear
is energy. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
swear he wants to be a little guest star right now. Where are you? He's like
So Fairy Goddess.
somewhere by my feet.
So you're getting your goals you've been wanting to. That's wonderful. Achieve with money, relationship, that all resonates for her. And then Joa says, well, money is energy. And you are correct. Money is
Mhm.
energy. And
That's
so
true.
is love. And we're actually talking about love today. Like, we're going to be talking, it's
Yes.
our love special, Joa. So
We're gonna get into that after we go through the upcoming week's astrology with
yeah,
which like I said is it's a
there's
loaded
a lot.
one. But the Sun square Uranus transit on Sunday, it's probably the most ouchy one of everything that we have going on, just because it is a lot of uncomfortable stuff revolving around transformation, change, all of that. Okay, let's see. So February 16th, that Monday, Mercury will be trine Jupiter. This aspect says, I speak from the heart and I believe in the magic of connection. Deep emotional understanding and compassion and communication. It is a natural counselor, healer energy. You say what people need to hear or feel safe and feel seen. Powerful manifestation abilities when thoughts are aligned with the heart. This brings about empathetic wisdom, creative fluency, and gentle authority. This is free flowing because it is a trine. Trines are not like restricted or anything like that. It is very free flowing kind of energy. And it is expansive communication, it is nurturing, it is dreamy, uh, it is expression that is ultimately rooted in emotion. So that's what's happening with that Mercury trine to Jupiter. Jupiter
Wow.
is expansion. Trines are free flowing energy. It's like green lights all the way, and Mercury is all that communication and our thoughts. So
No, 1000%. No, that all makes sense to me. It aligns.
yeah, so it's very very expressive energy. So that's a good thing. That's
Yeah.
definitely a positive thing.
Well, the expressive energy goes with that creative card you pulled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yes.
yeah, and being creative with how you want to, I don't know, wield your energy, right? I think that's important.
Hopefully for the better.
Hopefully.
Hopefully for good things.
Joa says love is in the air. And Fairy Goddess says she likes this podcast episode. It's resonating with her. That's
Yay! Well,
wonderful.
that's good. Then you're in the right place with us.
I feel like you're in the right place at the right time. Thank you for you both being here and whoever else is here. Thank you.
Yes, as people have kind of come and gone, and it'll probably continue to. That's fine. We're on the roller coaster of people.
Of the live.
Yes. All right. So February 17th, we have two different things happening on February 17th. So one is the eclipse. I'm going to get to that one after the first one I'm going to talk about. The first one is a Venus thing, actually.
Ooh.
So we have Venus conjunct the North Node. All right. So this transit suggests that love, beauty, creativity, and relationships are powerful catalysts for your soul's evolution, and that following your heart leads you to your destiny. Growth through love, beauty, and heart centered experiences. And this is happening in Pisces. So, once again, very emotional energy, very dreamy energy. That path is just drenched in divine longing, spiritual romance, and a creative soul flow. This is soul level love we're talking about here.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that
Yes.
energy.
Learning to trust as a compass. It is not logic, it is not control. Relationships may carry a karmic or fated quality. This is kind of like tapping into that twin flame, soulmate kind of energy, divine counterpart. Um, it'll especially feel very dreamlike or spiritually charged, being drawn towards unconditional love and not transactional or surface level affection. Love may come in mystical, unusual, or even painfully beautifully forms.
So we've got some like faded connections happening,
Yes.
really dreamy romance. I'm feeling
Yes.
like it's going to be a really like creative time for like music, poetry, for writing, for like being in the feels a bit. I feel,
Absolutely.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so I feel like especially when it comes to like relationships and everything, if there's not someone in your life, someone may enter your life who embodies that kind of energy. If you're already in a connection that feels like that, like everything is just going to be like cranked up, amped up, like way even more so. You could just be getting downloads and that kind of thing when it comes down to love. It's a very beautiful energy for sure. If you're on the flip side, if you're kind of like in a toxic situation or a not good situation, you may be shown like, hey, like this is not something that's fated or meant to be. Like you may be shown like this is what it could be. Even if like another person doesn't come in, you could be like shown that energy.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Because everyone's going to have different experiences, and not
Right.
everyone's going to have a faded connection at the same time. It comes in
Exactly.
different waves for people, different waves of knowing. Oh, we have some comments. Joa says February 28th being the last day of the month makes it even more powerful. Um, Fairy Goddess says she's talking about Pisces is in her second house. Um, Yeah. Okay. Saturn's in her seventh house. Very interesting. We have some musings about houses.
Yeah. Well, with Pisces, Pisces being in the second house, that's all about how we make money.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yes, yes, how we make money. So that's interesting there with let's see, with that Venus conjunct the North Node. Well, I mean, Venus being conjunct the North Node, that's going to be happening very close to around the same time that Mercury is also conjunct the North Node. Because remember, we have that happening on the 12th, tomorrow, and then Venus is conjunct that North Node on the 17th. So it's all kind of happening around the same time. So,
Mhm.
it could be communication with that love connection. Um, there could be a possibility to even draw in money out of that if it's sitting in your second house. There's a lot of different possibilities there. Like your love connection, in a sense, could be something that plays a role in inspiring a way you make money. Like, for example, if you are like a reader and you have a love connection and it inspires you to do love readings for other people to help them in their relationships, there you go, prime example. Um, so
Mhm.
yeah, there's a lot of ways that that can express itself, but it's a very beautiful energy. I would say the only like shadowy or dark side of it is you kind of have to be careful to not like get lost in the dreamy fog and kind of delude yourself in a
Gotta stay
sense.
grounded. Yeah. You gotta
Yes.
stay grounded.
Yes, you got to stay grounded. There's a chance to kind of get your head in the clouds and be like, oh,
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's something, it's just good practice to stay grounded. Yeah.
yes, for
Whether
sure.
you're using your intuition for readings or whether you're just living life day to day, right? So she's
Exactly.
been drawn to doing more love readings. That's
Well, there you
wonderful.
go.
There you
Fantastic. It's probably part of that calling. And then we have the big, big one that everyone's like on the edge of their seat for
go.
on the 17th, the Aquarius new moon, which is an eclipse happening at 28 degrees in Aquarius. So, all right, buckle up. This is the big one.
I'm
This is the
ready.
one everyone's waiting for. This is new beginnings and resets, fated shifts, plot twists, acceleration of trends that are already forming. It is revealing what was previously hidden. You do not need to set intentions this new moon, because usually around new moons, we always say that's a good time to set intentions for new beginnings. Full moons is usually when we see those intentions that we set with that corresponding new moon. That's usually when we see those things manifest and develop. Eclipses kind of change the game though a little bit. And we don't really have to do anything. We kind of just have to sit back because the energy is so strong and so potent. It's going to do what it's going to do anyways. We kind of just have to, it's like get on your surfboard and surf the wave.
That's what I'm feeling too. The energy is kind of let things come as they do. Don't fight energy. If you're tired, honor that. If you need to
Yes.
ground yourself, drink lots of water, rest if you need to. But you're saying that the intentions, yeah, you don't need to because what's going to
No.
happen
Just
is
go
going to
with the
happen.
flow. It's yeah, this
Yeah.
this is the wild card energy
Yeah.
is what it is. So what's going to happen is going to happen. Um Eclipses will bring about manifestations all on their own. We do not need to assist it. This is a cosmic catalyst. It will impact themes around individuality, uniqueness, community, technology, social networks, innovation, freedom, authenticity, rebellion against outdated systems, which we already talked about a bit earlier, and a push to redefine what belonging means for you. Those are all very Aquarian kind of themes, basically. Um, these are opportunities or disruptions in group activities, friendships, or long range goals. The beginning of a broader evolution in how you show up for others. This is progressive energy that will ring out over the course of the next 6 months. So even if you don't see like an abrupt, super big change happen on the 17th, that's not a big deal. That this is something that's going to be unfolding over time. It's going to be unfolding for the next 6 months until we get to the next eclipse season that'll be happening later in the year.
Um, where do you have Aquarius in your chart? I'm curious.
Aquarius is my third house.
Okay, so that's like kind of like communication, right?
Yes,
And
it's communication. Ironically, siblings, even though I have
yes,
none because I'm an only child, but hey, you're a soul sister, so it could be, you know,
cool.
that kind of communication. It represents short distance travel, so that would be like just kind of travel in my neighborhood in my area. Um, and technology for sure. So, which is funny because um especially with Pluto now sitting in Aquarius, I feel like I'm always at beef with some social network at one point or another. Usually it's TikTok.
When we try to do our lives on
Right.
TikTok.
Usually it's TikTok. I feel like I'm just constantly in an abusive relationship with that app. But it's like
So
I just
good, but it's so bad.
I know. Like when it comes to apps, I think that TikTok is my twin flame. Um, we haven't even gotten to that
We'll
portion
get there.
yet. So I don't know, maybe YouTube is my soulmate because like it's always been very stable for me. So
Yeah.
YouTube is probably my soulmate. TikTok is definitely my twin flame because it's so toxic, but I always go back. Um
There's great reward, but then it's
there really is. So yeah, I feel like when it comes down to Aquarius being in that third house for me, and especially Pluto moving through that, it's a lot of transformation in that area in communication, especially in a technological sense. So that's where it is for me.
1000%. Yeah, like that's such an interesting, yeah, third house. Yeah.
What about for you?
So, Aquarius rules mostly my ninth house, but my moon's in Aquarius as well.
Yes,
So,
that's true.
yeah, I'm gonna be feeling the feels.
Yeah, very
There's gonna be,
emotional.
I feel like it's gonna be, I think, of course, anytime it's passing through something significant, like your moon placement, of like you're gonna feel it, and any house it passes through,
Oh
really.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, my ninth house, and then it rules part of my eighth.
Okay, okay. So there's definitely some transformation there, a lot of learning, a lot of wisdom, because that ninth house, I mean, that's packed through higher levels of learning, higher education.
That's where my Saturn is. We talked about this, you and I.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. But
That's another episode. My Saturn return. That's another
you
episode.
know what though? It could also like this could also bring a lot of expansion for you in terms of travel because the ninth house is also long distance travel.
Interesting.
So who
Okay.
knows? I personally, I wouldn't recommend this right now with the way this country is, but it could mean, like, hey, maybe I'll come down from Canada and, come on down through the States and hang out in Colorado for a little bit or
I'd love
something.
to. Let's set that intention that it's going to happen.
Yes,
It's
I
going to
do
happen.
believe it'll happen. We just gotta wait till things are a little less hairy down here.
We're transforming our systems. That's what's
Yes.
going on right now. We
Yes.
have some comments. So, Joa says, "What's up your Valentine's Day? Big occasion or not a big deal? What's up with your Valentine's Day, Heather?"
Um, I have absolutely nothing planned. I mean, I don't have a person, so it's not like I'm like I mean, really my actually hold on. Hold on. I got to put my headphones down. I'm going to show you one of my two Valentines.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hi.
Go. Okay. Trying to
I'll let you
There,
introduce. I'll let
there
you
we
introduce.
go. So this is Shadow, and he's the one who's been barking occasionally here and there. He's the one who's been putting in his input. But this is one of my Valentines. You
Hi,
gonna say hi?
Shadow.
You gonna
Good
say
to
hi,
see
Shadow?
you. So
Yes.
you'll be
Oh
spending
yes.
Valentine's with your Valentines.
Yes. And Tinkerbell as well, but she's like way over there right now, so she's nowhere near. But he was laying down in the bed right next to the desk, so I was like, "Oh, this is perfect opportunity. This is one of my Valentines." But yeah, we'll probably just be here hanging out at home. I have literally nothing planned. But for today's episode, I did dress him in a Valentine's Day hoodie.
Oh, I
Steel hearts.
steal hearts. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
I steal hearts, and then his hoodie has like little hearts on them.
That's adorable. Little candy
So
hearts. I steal hearts. And Joa says,
yeah,
eating spaghetti with your baby chihuahua. And he claps for you.
spaghetti sounds like a good
Like
idea.
Lady in the
Yeah.
Tramp style.
Oh yeah, you're such a good boy, huh? I love you. You want me to put you down? Yeah. What are you doing, Kelsey?
Um, well, you know what? It is a big week already. We have lots of birthdays in the family.
Well, I was about
So
to say today is Philip's birthday.
yeah, my fiance's birthday is today. He's an Aquarius. So by the time Valentine's hits, we've had dinner 2 or 3 times. So I think we'll just stay in. We're just gonna stay in and get takeout.
There
Pretty
you
chill.
go.
I love
Yeah.
it. And we're gonna watch a movie or something. And that's a great Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say so. Why not? Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy or bougie or anything like that. So that
Yeah.
sounds like a good plan.
I'm excited to relax and eat good food in my pajamas.
Yes. Yes. I have a feeling my Valentine's Day will look similar just with two of the cutest chihuahuas to ever exist on the planet. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yes indeed.
So we
All
have a few
right.
comments. Oh yeah. Are you almost done with the astrology, or do we have more?
There's just one more thing, but
Okay, let's do it.
super brief. It'll literally only take like 1 minute to discuss. It's literally the smallest thing happening. February 18th. So this time next week, when we have our next episode come out, that day the sun will ingress Pisces. So we will move out of Aquarius season and energy levels will be moving into Pisces. So yeah, happy birthday to all the Pisces babies out there because it'll be their season. And we'll basically be in the final throes of winter from an astrological perspective.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. And I know my mom is a Pisces baby. So that's my
Okay.
mom's birthday. And Pisces season I always find is so transformative for me. Because it's that ending, right? You're
Yes.
wrapping up the
Yes.
astrological year and like you said, the depths of kind of winter, moving out into Aries where we have that breath of fresh air. So it's exciting.
Absolutely. So yeah, that is the astrology. It was a lot. I
That was
mean,
a lot, Heather.
it was. I mean, I was going through the notes last night. I was like, "Oh my gosh, why are there like 800,000 transits happening in
There
what?"
and there always is lots, but it just feels like there's so many significant ones to talk
Right.
about.
Yeah. There's a lot happening right now. So, I mean, you can't skip Saturn going into Aries or the eclipse or all these other things. I was like, well, we're just going to buckle up and go with it.
You did great. You did great. And we've talked a little bit about Venus, but like, should we do our cosmic check-in?
Yeah. Let's do our
Yeah.
cosmic check in.
So if you're in the chat, if you're here with us, drop your Venus sign in the comments. Let us know what sign your Venus is in, maybe what house it's in if you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, where is your Venus?
Mine is in Cancer and it's in my 12th house.
Ooh. Okay. So,
Yeah.
very emotional.
Yes. Very like, but I love deeply.
Yes.
I love very deeply. Um, yeah, definitely. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's been an interesting placement. Um, I'm very caring, very compassionate, but I feel like I've given too much of myself in love
Right.
before. Yeah.
Well,
But
I feel like with especially with it sitting in your 12th house, love is not only emotional for you and it needs to feel very nurturing for you being in Cancer, but there's also a transformative aspect to it, and it needs to be spiritually aligned. Like if it's not spiritually aligned, it's probably not going to fly for you. You're not going to be attracted to it.
oh, I know right away. Like that
Yeah.
I've always been like, I know whether that person and I are meant to connect. Like
Mhm.
I always like
Yeah.
I've always been very in tune with that. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. Like, but at least I know right away. Like
Yeah, that's true.
it
That's
hasn't
true.
saved me like, I've still undergone, relationships that didn't work out, but
Of course, of
people
course.
are for a reason, for a season sometimes, right? Where's your Venus?
My Venus is in Virgo in the 10th house.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of the times when you have like a 10th house placement, they'll say like, "Oh, you're going to meet that person like in your career or whatever." And I mean, that can be true, and I would say in terms of like connections, that's probably mostly where I have found them is kind of like in that career aspect. Um, but there it's interesting because the 10th house, I've also seen it say things like, oh, because the 10th house is like a very public house. Um it's not only the career house, but it is also like your public life, your public image. It could literally also be translated to like, oh, you're meant to be with someone who's very public facing, like a public figure.
Like a celebrity?
uh, uh, so I don't know. Um, but yeah, so that's one way to put in the 10th house. And Venus and Virgo technically has a really bad rap. Because Venus and Virgo, it's like oil and vinegar. They just don't necessarily get along with each other. That's kind of like the negative rap it has, but there's a positive thing to that. A lot of times people can see Venus in Virgo as like, oh, you're too picky, blah, 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 blah. Your standards are too high. You should lower them. And that may be true. But the positive side to that is that, like, I am not picking in the trash for a partner. Like, I'm not just gonna take anybody just because I need a warm body. It's like
No, you
I am
deserve so much
choosy.
more.
Exactly. I am choosy. I am selective, and it's for good reason. It's just like I don't want to be with someone that I don't love and I don't care about and I don't get along with, that I don't align with, that I'm not attracted to, or any of those things, and then feel alone in a relationship. It's better to be alone than relationship alone. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because if you're not connected to that person and if you don't see an actual future and you're not even just growing in a way, right? And you're not like that's the thing about relationships is it sometimes don't last forever, but it's good.
right,
It's like you learn things or you they spark something within you, right? And
exactly.
do you find like with Virgo, Virgo can be analytical.
Yes.
Do you find that that's something
I
like
do.
analytical of love?
Yes, I do. I overthink. That's one of the bad things.
Um,
I'll overthink a lot when it
okay.
comes to relationships. It's like whoever I'm interested in, they could just be like, "Hi." And I will interpret that "hi"
How
from
they
like
say it, how right.
exactly the tone. What did it mean? What was all the stuff behind it? It was literally just a "hi."
Yeah.
I could overanalyze it to like the best to the worst and everything in between. So that is definitely one thing I do not like about having Venus in Virgo. Um, but I do try to focus on the positive with it, and at least on that positive side, it's like, hey, I'm not just settling for crumbs. Oh, it's only the best of the best, and maybe it'll be a public facing person. Who the hell knows?
Well, keep your standards high. Keep your standards high because it like absolutely you deserve
Yes,
the best.
yes.
We have some comments.
And not only that, but I truly have the two best radars for that, anyways. So even if I
Yes.
miss something, Shadow and Tinkerbell, if they say no, I say no.
There we go. The little the energy dogs know. They know.
Hmm.
Um Fairy Goddess says Venus for me is Aries in my second house. And she has Mars and Aries in the same house.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, very cool. So
So Mars and Aries, like Mars rules Aries, so that's a very comfortable fit right
yes.
there
Yeah.
between those two. Um, as for Aries, being in your second house with that Venus, once again, Venus likes the second house because you have, I feel like, especially with that Mars sitting there too, if you apply yourself and you take the action with Mars, you have a lot of opportunity to make some like really good money. Like you have like a
Ooh.
powerful placement having that Venus there. Like I know we're talking about love here, but just based on that house placement being in the second house, that's all about what we value, how we make money. You have like a strong opportunity with that Venus to really just magnetize in money, just draw it in. No problems at all. So that's a positive placement to have for sure.
I'd agree. Absolutely. And then Joa says, my Venus is in Scorpio in the eighth
Ooh,
house. Ooh,
oh,
deeply
okay.
transformative there.
Yes. Very like
Very.
love for you is probably very transformative
Mm-hmm.
and very deep for sure. Um yeah, deep transformative could probably be a little taboo, a little spiritual there. Um and not only that, but the eighth house is also the house of sex. So I mean, probably having like deep sexual intimacy is probably important to you.
Yeah. Deeply. Yeah. I feel like there's like an intensity
Yes,
to that
very
placement.
intense, very intense.
Yeah.
So
But deeply loyal. Deeply loyal as well.
yes, and at the same time, it's like if someone crosses your back in that area, with that Venus and Scorpio, eighth house, like that's all that Scorpio energy. That stinger is going to come off out if somebody like
Yeah.
crosses you in that area too.
Very cool. So
So
interesting how
yeah,
we have such different placements and how they impact us, right?
for
I love
sure.
that.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, I feel like now we should move on to our big topic of
Yeah.
the day, considering once again, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. This is kind of like our little love special for this week. So, this week we're going to be talking about twin flames, soulmates, and karmics.
Love it. All the different connections you can have.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very, very
And
loaded topic.
Heather, like what I love about I love about you is like you've created so many decks and you've created your own deck about being like about love stories, right? Like that's a
Yes, yes, that is the deck that I pulled a card from earlier today
yes.
for our collective reading that we did. Um, and and it's funny, like speaking of decks, this has nothing to do with love, but it's just a quick little shout out I must mention because I'm excited for it to arrive. I just finished my 11th Oracle deck. So, yay! It is called Spring Has Sprung. So it is all like springtime messages because I already have all the other seasons done. I've got fall, winter, summer, and a holiday deck. And the only season I had missing was spring. So it should be here hopefully sometime next week. And then I have to put together all the promo material for it so I can have it up on my website and Etsy. And then there'll be like an official release day when it's available for the rest of the world. But I am excited. It'll be here right in time for spring. So
That's super exciting. And like now the seasons are complete. Right.
yes. And I do plan on offering a like bundle package of all four seasons, including the holiday deck. And I'm not sure what the discount is going to be on it, but it is going to be set at a discounted rate if you buy all of them together in a bundle. as opposed to if you did each one individually.
So you could have a complete set. Yeah, 'cause you
Yes.
have also like your Christmas deck included in that, right?
The
I
Christmas
love
deck will be
that.
in there.
And Fairy
So
Goddess says she's really happy for you. Congrats. And she said you should do a spicy deck. She would buy that.
I've thought of that. I have to wait until like I'm in the right mode for it. It's like when spirit moves, that's when it's happened. And that really, I would say the decks. I mean, spirit always moves when I create a deck, but um, but this deck, the love story deck, it did come through like really fast. I mean, it usually takes me at least a few weeks to work on a deck. This thing I finished in like a week.
Yeah. Well,
Like a
because
week. It was that fast.
it flowed from your experience, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
So at the next deck I will probably realistically do next will probably actually be a timing deck just because it's a big topic. It's an
Mm.
important topic. It's kind of like universal for any area of life, and a lot of times people want to know, when is blah 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 going to happen. So,
Yes, we've chatted about it briefly.
yes.
So
So
I'm
that's
excited for that one. That'll be
That's
good.
probably going to be the next one. But there's a whole long list. I have a whole long list of deck ideas. So it's never ending. It's always growing. So stay tuned. It's all coming. But as for Love Story, I'll tell you guys how Love Story came to be. Because this kind of gets into twin flames, soulmates, and karmics, all that stuff. So this particular oracle deck, it's funny, there was another reader who bought this deck like last year, and she has a pretty big platform. And when I saw her do one of the readings with the deck, and I love it when I see other people do readings with my decks, like that's fantastic. But when she was reading, she was confused because she was like, why do all the people look alike on the deck?
It's
And
intentional, yeah.
it's intentionally made that way. It actually says this in the description of the deck if people read the description before they
They
purchase
don't
it,
do
but
that.
apparently people don't read that. But I put the description there anyways because I care about it. I don't know.
I
Um
do too. I read what I buy.
yeah, that's just me, but maybe we're the outliers here. Um so anyways, Love Story, um when I created it, it follows the journey of one couple. That's why you don't see a whole bunch of different couples all throughout the deck. It is one couple, it is the same couple. It is following their journey from like the moment there's that first meeting where you first are crushing on that person to the first time you say I love you to all the different moments, breakups and makeups and everything in between. It follows their journey. And like truly, this deck was inspired by my own journey, my own twin flame journey. Um, because I've known my twin flame since I was 14. Are we together? No. Um, do I think we're ever going to be together in this lifetime? No. Have I made peace with that? Yes.
Mhm.
Um, but I accept that that connection is there and it is a part of my life. And it has been a very spiritual, very transformative energy and connection in my life. And kind of like what I was mentioning earlier with allowing love and romance be that catalyst for you to usher in that creative energy. This is one of the ways that that creative energy came through. Um, Actually, the first time that creative energy came through for me, which was long before I ever did readings, but when I was first getting into music, the very first song that I ever took into the recording studio was about him.
Wow.
So he's always been that inspiration.
Well, it's amazing how you turned your experience into something tangible, right?
Yeah.
Something that can not only help you, but help others process their
Yes.
journey, right?
Yes, for sure.
And
And
yeah,
one of the songs that I am taking into the studio even now all these years later, because I mean, gosh, that first song I wrote, like I was in the studio like 26 years ago. That was a
Wow.
long time ago. Here we are, like 26 years later, and I have another twin flame. I have like an actual twin flame song that I'm going to be working on, which, yes, he is in part inspiration for that. But it's not just him who's the inspiration for it now. Now the inspiration is also the collective.
It's an archetype. Like it's a type, it's a connection that people
Right.
experience.
Because I have, being on this journey, you want to explain it, Shadow?
You can feel the energy.
He's like, I'm so lit up right now. I love this. Um, my goodness, little boy. Uh, so yeah, anyways, um, having done what I've done with the readings that I've done and the people that I've connected with, helping them with their own twin flame journeys, I have learned a lot about the twin flame journey in general, not just from my own, but also reading for other people, hearing other people's stories and experiences. So, this song that I'm working on, it is not just based on my own twin flame journey. It is kind of like the anthem of how I personally kind of view twin flames as a whole, just based out of multiple experiences that I've come across.
Yeah, no, I think that's really interesting, and I think it'll resonate with people, and I think it'll trigger people. I think it'll
Yeah,
awaken
I
people.
know for sure. It is going to
But that's
trigger some
art.
people.
That's
There are
art,
some
baby.
people that are not going to like it
That's okay
because,
though.
yeah. So some
Yeah.
people are going to be like, but I need to be with my twin flame. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah. No, and I think the big thing is um how I like what I'd like to just get out there is that like no connection is an excuse for disrespect, instability, or emotional harm.
Mm-mm.
Like I think any connection you have, and just because you feel someone's a twin flame or feel someone is a certain way doesn't mean you have to stay there. Okay? That's kind of my like the big thing, right? It's
Well, I was going to say, why don't we get into that for a minute? Why don't we
yeah,
define what exactly is a twin flame, what is a soulmate, and what is a karmic? Because
let's
some
get into it.
people who are tuning into this, they may hear the terms, they may hear the vocabulary, the lingo, but like there's so many different labels and interpretations. Like, what exactly is that? So, what would you define those three different titles to be?
Well, like twin flame, I feel is kind of like a transformational, like a catalyst energy, almost like a mirror and like an awakening and acceleration. That's
Yes.
kind of how I would view a twin flame. Like, are we doing quick labels? Um,
Yeah, just kind of like our personal definitions, interpretations of
yeah.
them.
Karmic, I feel there's like a lesson to learn. You're cycling back from another lifetime. Let's see if you can make it work this time. Maybe not. Maybe there's unfinished business. There's like a pattern that needs to be broken in some
Yes.
capacity. And
Yes.
then as far as soulmates, there's this ease with soulmates. There's a harmony, there's a support energy, like resonance, companionship, alignment. Like I feel like and like you could have many soulmates. You could have
Mhm.
many karmic connections too, actually.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? What are your kind of definitions?
Okay, my definitions. Well, number one, I'm gonna start with the bottom of the barrel there, the karmics. Um, karmics generally do not have a positive. They generally don't have a positive reputation, and they really don't. Um, karmics is definitely karma, and it is. I agree with you. It's a lesson. Um, and typically, it's just like it's toxic. It's that toxic, just like sludge. You can barely find your way out of it. These can be like abusive situations. I always say twin flames, they're not abusive. They're
Mm,
not abusive. So if they're abusing you in some way, shape, or form, chances are that is not a twin flame and it's probably completely karmic. Now, there's karma in twin flame connections as well. But the difference between a twin flame and a karmic is a twin flame, even though there's difficult lessons to experience with that too, it is transformative in the sense that it will always bring you to the best version of yourself, to the next highest level. A
There's growth.
karmic, yeah, a karmic doesn't necessarily do that. A karmic may just kind of like drag you through the mud, and it's like it may bring you to that lowest level point that you can possibly think of. But a twin flame, it's like they're always rising you to that next level. Like in my situation, I know that it's somehow always connects to like my career and my calling. Because
Mm.
when we separated that first time all those years ago, I went into music and I went to that next highest level and I did music for like the longest amount of time. And then when he resurfaced many, many years later, I wasn't doing any of this stuff yet, doing readings or anything. But lo and behold, guess what? That was the next level. That was the next thing for me
Well,
to do.
you rose up, like, right? There is,
Exactly.
yeah, there was growth. There was, and even though it, yeah, like, and it, did you have to like when like you were in it, did you see it, or did you have to kind of reflect
No,
afterwards?
no, I did not see it when I was in it. Not at all.
Yes.
Not at all. I
Yeah.
didn't know that until after the fact, which is one of the reasons why it can be so painful, obviously. But yeah, a twin flame will ultimately, it'll always bring you to the best version of yourself. But just because you become the best version of yourself doesn't mean that they're supposed to go on that journey with you. And that's not to say that twin flames cannot have union and don't come together, because I know it does happen, but those are very, very rare situations. And that's not the purpose of the connection, anyways. A twin flame relationship, it's not about the rose colored glasses and the romance. It's about you. It's about
Yes.
you becoming the best you that you can be. And that is ultimately what a twin flame is to me.
Well, and often they're described as like one soul kind of split into two expressions, right?
I don't
But
agree
like
with that at all.
that's like how I've heard it described before. And that doesn't super resonate with me.
No,
Like,
me
yeah,
neither.
yeah.
My the way I view that, my interpretation of that is number one, like the big reason.
Woof.
Yes, Shadow. There's somebody like moving through the hallway. That's why he's flipping out right now. Yeah. Are you being a protective guard dog? I know. You're like 10 pounds of fury. Anyways, so yeah, the way I see that is like when they say, oh, it's one soul that's split into two, I don't like that because it's implying that you are not whole on your own.
That's what troubles me too.
Hmm.
That's because I'm like, no, I'm a whole Kelsey. Like
Yes.
it's I don't
Yes.
need another person to complete me. I
No.
don't. No
You
one
are
does.
you are 100% complete, full, absolutely perfect and beautiful you as you are, with or without another person, with or without a twin flame, whatever it is. You're a whole being, a whole soul, a whole spirit, a whole person, a whole whatever you are. So I don't agree with it for that number one, because that definitely is going to put people in that like codependent, clingy, unhealthy mindset. But I what I do see it as is the reason why they're your twin flame, you may not share the same soul, but I feel like each soul individually shares a similar frequency.
They're mirror that the frequencies are similar, right? There's like that
Yes.
magnetism, and I feel like your wounds may be triggered by each other's, your
Oh,
shadows.
absolutely.
And that's what that
Absolutely.
frequency is you're talking about. It's that you run on a similar frequency. Like,
Yes,
mhm.
definitely. And especially if you have known yours as long as you've known mine, chances are it's your inner child that's being triggered over and over and over and over and over again. So,
1000%. And everyone's connection is going to be unique and different,
yes,
right?
yes. And then soulmates, that's the only one I didn't get to yet.
Mm.
Soulmates, I love soulmates. Soulmates are beautiful. Um, Twin flames are like the loop-de-loop roller coasters at Six Flags, but soulmates are just like easy peasy, like teacup ride at Disneyland. It's
Mhm.
safe. You feel secure in those connections. Again, like you said, we have multiple soulmates, and soulmates are not just romantic. I mean, we have romantic ones, but we can have soulmates in friendships, in our
Mhm.
family, with our pets. They come in many different shapes and forms, but they're healthy and they're good. And it's not to say that you never have an argument with your soulmate or whatever. Those things still happen. We're still human. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. That's going to happen, but it's not going to be destructive or toxic or anything that's going to destroy you.
Yeah, 1000%. And I think people forget love isn't just romance, right? It's recognition, it's resonance, and it's like being yourself with somebody is like that's love, right? And love is one of the highest vibrations we can embody, right?
Yes.
But like, and like I've heard that, have you heard this that authenticity is actually like the highest vibration that you can embody in this
Mm,
time, which is really cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how how in a sense can we recognize that soulmate healthy kind of level of love, because you're in that situation, and I feel like a lot of people are craving that and desire that and want that. A lot of people kind of attach that to their twin flame, which I personally do not recommend.
Doesn't resonate with you and your journey.
No,
Yeah.
not my dream. That doesn't mean it can't work for somebody else,
Mhm.
but my personal advice to people in general is, if you have the choice to go to a soulmate instead, go to that soulmate, please. um,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, like you're the one here who is in that solid, stable connection. So is there
Mhm.
anything that we could learn from
Well,
your experiences?
I went through some tumultuous relationships, some karmic connections. You know, I guess a relationship you could call a twin flame relationship. I'm still kind of processing those relationships. And I feel like throughout your life, I feel that's a good thing to do sometimes is to process and think about the relationships in your life. And like I know that in past relationships, there was a lot of like woo, woo, roller coaster of
Mhm.
emotions, up, down, all around, all over the place. Not much stability in a lot of my relationships, unfortunately. But um, when I met my current fiance, he is definitely a soulmate. And how can I describe it? It was instant recognition. There was like a resonance the moment we met. Ooh, and my like the right side of my head is just tingling right now.
I
So
love
when
it.
we met in the physical, it was like our spirits joining again, right?
Mhm.
And many soulmates, like there's that resonance because you've maybe connected in a past life. You probably have, right? You've maybe had different networks of soulmates that you've been with. But you can know this can be romantic, platonic, but it feels familiar, safe, loving. And what I love about our connection, the connection with my soulmate, is there's mutual growth without chaos. it's we're
Yeah, without
growing
chaos would be
together.
nice.
There is there isn't the drama.
Yeah.
Isn't drama.
Yeah.
It's just a different connection, right? And my connection with my soulmate is going to be very different than any other than any others, right? Other
Oh,
people.
yeah, yeah.
But it's just the support, it's a companionship, it's shared growth. And when I met Philip, it's almost like I was able to breathe out and be myself
Mm,
and be safe.
I
And
love
that's
that.
what's so interesting about this, about when I came into connection with Philip, is when my awakening kind of really happened. I was able to feel safe enough to tap into my intuition. I felt stable. I felt able, how do I put this? Like it was almost like I was being brought to the surface of water and able to breathe. Like it was just beautiful.
Yes,
So
I
it's just
love
like a
that.
safe energy. No drama is key to love, life, anything. Yeah, there isn't
Yeah.
drama. And we we are each other's best friend. And are we perfect? No. 1000%. But that's how I know. That's how it resonates for me is the feeling of home. And we can spend like we could spend a night on the couch watching Breaking Bad, and that is a-okay. I love that. It doesn't have to be exciting. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it's just companionship, right?
Yes. Yes. I love that.
Yeah, and it's not always easy, but it's aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, that sounds so nice.
It is nice. And but it isn't, like I said, don't think it's perfect if you're watching. No, no, no. It's not
No, no,
perfect,
no,
right?
no.
It's
No,
but
no relationship is perfect.
no, but it is like the soulmate connection is definitely refreshing. It's
I have
after
yet to know what
years
that's
of
like. I've been
years
through
of
a lot of
bliss.
chaos. So
Yeah. So
that's kind of all I know.
Fairy goddess says you met her out of nowhere, so she's talking about soulmate, wasn't looking for a
Okay.
relationship, instantly knew best friend, soulmate. Well, Heather, when you and I met, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
friend.
there was resonance there for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And and that's so tricky because even taking the romantic aspect out of it, and if we're still just talking about soulmate relationships in general on that platonic side, I have been through a lot of trauma when it comes to just friendships as well. I'm sure if you guys were like here, I think it was like last week or whatever when I was talking about
Ooh.
the LA thing and
Yes.
yeah, like that's just one example. There's been others besides that I haven't even covered, but I've been through like multiple very backstabby, just tumultuous even friendships. I mean, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I've been through the ringer with a lot of things in life, and that includes love and that includes friendships. And I also have a lot of planets sitting in my 11th house natally just by itself. So there's a lot of things always being lit up in there whenever other things are transiting that house. And so, even coming into friendships, like I am so grateful for our friendship, but there are definitely
Mm.
times where I'm just like, am I going to screw this up? Like, is this going to blow up in my face like
Well,
other
when you've been
friendships
hurt
have?
before.
Yeah, I'm just like, is this going to happen all over again? But it's baby steps. I have to put one foot in front of the other and be just like, all right, if this is truly soul aligned, it's not going to slip through the cracks. And thankfully, we've been doing amazing. I'm so grateful to that. Like, I mean, I'm not going to get into all this here right now because we're on YouTube, but just like this past week was very difficult for me dealing with some challenges with my mom, and I needed to vent and I needed to just cry and I needed someone to hear me out. And you guys, Kelsey she was just such an amazing sounding board.
Mm.
And all like I didn't know what she was doing or what was going on in her neck of the woods, but I just needed to send some voice notes and just send them to her and be just like, I just need someone to listen to me. And she was there and held she held that information, treasured it to her heart, and was supportive and encouraging. And we all need somebody like that in our corner. And I'm so grateful that Kelsey was there for me in that moment.
You've been there for me too. So I'm happy that we're there for each other. And
Yeah,
yeah, I do feel like we said, it's that soul connection, right?
exactly.
We've been there for each other before. So it's good to see you again, friend.
Yes, yes. Finally, we
Yeah.
obviously had other things to do in our lives before this point, but
We had to
I'm
get ready for
glad.
this podcast.
Exactly. I'm glad that the road has merged now, and I'm very thankful to our friend Nilsa, who was the person who ultimately connected us. So,
Nilsa did connect us. Thank you to her.
yeah,
I
for
love that.
sure.
But yeah, like I think one of my discussion prompts was, have you ever had a soulmate friend instead of a romantic soulmate? And we just talked about that. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
no, that's really interesting, right? And we have some comments here. Fairy goddess. Okay, so you felt you were done with relationships, and then Your spirit guides brought in that person. You had a dream. Okay, very interesting. Joa, thank you. Joa says Kelsey is a good match to anyone. She's a good person. Thank
She
you.
is. She is.
I
That's
try
true.
to be. I try to be. I have a good heart. I have good intentions. Let's see here. Oh, and it's like I did some research on the heart even like before we got into this episode, and
Like the heart
like
chakra.
yeah, and just the heart itself. It's like it's got it's an electromagnetic generator. It
Mm.
actually creates the most extensive rhythmic electromagnetic field. So it actually has a field. It's detected several feet outside the body.
Mm.
So it's amazing, right? Like, so the power of love, really,
Yeah,
it is
that
amazing. And
is.
love can be in any direction. It's like I said, it's healthy love is attunement. It's being met, it's being held, being seen. And what you
Yes,
just described was attunement between us, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be seen and heard and understood and valued. Like those are all important things.
1000%. 1000%.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
What direction do we want to take this now? I'm just looking at my notes.
Well, let's see. Did you have anything you want to share? Oh, well, I mean, you shared a little bit on your soulmate experience, which is beautiful, and we love
Yeah.
that. Anything you'd like to share on the more chaotic side?
Yeah. So I'm not going to put labels on this relationship,
Okay.
but just in case yeah. Anyway, so
Unhealthy in comparison
it
to
was
what
an
you're in now.
unhealthy connection. We'll just say
Okay.
this.
Yes.
But talking about attunement and feeling seen and heard and loved, that's like the soulmate love, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Healthy love. Even in your friendships, you can have that
Yes.
attunement. Okay. So I told Heather about this last week, but this is one of my more interesting stories. So
Is this going to be the toilet story?
yeah. When I was in university, I was a young pup still. This was over a decade ago. I was in university. I was dating a guy very seriously. We'd been dating for a couple of years at this point. And it was my birthday coming up. And I got a call from his mother. And I was at work, but I was able to take the call. And she asked me, she said, "Hey, Kelsey, your birthday's coming up. Um, did and she says, blank, I will redact his name, said that you might like a toilet seat. Is this correct?" And I said, "A toilet seat," and all my coworkers whipped around. And I said, "Thank you for calling. No, I don't want a toilet seat." So the story behind that is I was living in my parents' house still, as I was very lucky to do in university. I was saving some money, and the toilet seat in the basement broke. And that was the toilet that we were using. And it broke. And I guess that's what he decided. I wanted a replacement for my birthday. And I mean, you could say it's practical. No, come on. That is not attuned energy.
No.
That did not make me feel seen,
I was to
loved.
say that's a household that's a household item. Like that would be something that like your whole family would take care of. It's not
My
necessarily
parents could have taken care of that.
I'm like that's your parents' thing to do. This is not like Kelsey's toilet that she
No.
has to take care
And I would have rather gone and done that on my own and paid my own money. But to have it as a gift, that is not. Sorry if you're listening and if you're considering giving the one you love a toilet seat, please reconsider. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but it made me feel unseen. It did not make me feel attuned to, and it did not make me feel loved. And
No.
I'll just compare this. So we were talking about like soulmate connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in just last week, Philip gifted me this, and this already outpaced any toilet seat, any gift that connection ever gave me. He got me a witch's calendar, and it wasn't not my birthday, not for Valentine's Day. He got it just because he thought I'd like it.
I love
And
that. I love
and
that.
you know what? It is it brought tears to my eyes. It's the witch's calendar, and it has different spells, and like it has a spell for January, the first of the month candle. It's got all the moon cycles. Like, and this, I actually did a video on this that's going to be posted Sunday. It's a simmer pot.
I
So
love that.
Kelsey being a Leo, a toilet seat is not ideal. My pride was hurt. And I was honestly, at the time, I was embarrassed and I was hurt. Now I can look back on it and
Right.
and
Thankfully,
I
you can
cackle.
laugh.
I cackle because it's been a decade. I've had time to like
Right.
process this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But this gift, simple but from the heart, and made me feel seen, heard, and loved. Yeah, out of everything, though, a toilet seat, you could have got her some perfume, like, right? Like,
Right.
even some nice body spray. Like, it's just
Exactly. Like, it's tone deaf. It's extremely tone deaf, is what it comes down to. Like, oh
it's
man.
just not attuned, and that's one thing. And not everyone's love language is gift giving, and that's fine. But
No.
Phillips is, and he's really good at it. He's really good at it.
I feel like the toilet seat though, like that's just like it's like a symbol. It's like a physical representation of what your relationship with him was like. Because it's just like if that's just what it was with the gift, with the toilet seat, imagine what the rest of that shit show was like. Exactly.
And that's why I hesitate to put a label on it sometimes, because I'm still processing that connection.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Honestly.
totally.
So I think it was intense, that connection, but I also, like, I see aspects of the twin, of the karmic in that connection. So it's, you know, it's not just black and white. There's a lot of
No,
gray area.
no.
And that's what I hope for all of you, is you find someone who is attuned to you. That's what is beautiful, that you can be yourself with and feel seen and heard and loved. That's kind of the goal.
Totally. 1000%. Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I have to say on the whole love subject. The toy we can go off on a high here with that toilet seat.
That was the what is it called? Yeah, we're in the denouement of this. The finale.
Nothing says love like a toilet seat.
Yeah.
You know, just go out to the hardware store or something, get a toilet seat.
My mom,
Put
she
a
gave
bow
me
on it.
she gave me a 20 and she said, "Go, like, you can go get one." Like, my mom was even like,
Exactly.
she was like, "That's our responsibility, not yours."
Right.
And not his either. Like,
It's like, is he okay?
anyway, I learned a lot in that connection, and it wasn't for me. And I wish him well, but it just wasn't the right. We weren't attuned.
Right. No, totally not.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yes, hopefully you all have a very happy Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And may all of your love and romantic relationships be that of a soulmate kind of love. And don't fall for the crazy juice of the twin flame stuff.
And like, and I think sometimes when we grow up, and like, if we're used to being stressed out, or we grow up in tumultuous
Mhm.
households, that can feel good and normal to some people,
That's
right?
true. That's true. And then it's like when something that is calm and good for you and safe comes in, it can feel terrifying and scary. And you're like, I don't know how to react to this. I don't know how to handle this.
It was an adjustment from going from those connections I had prior. And I had some good connections too. Like, I'm not saying they were all bad. Good
Mhm.
connections, but going to this different soulmate connection, right?
Yeah.
It's just I didn't know how to act. Like, I was like,
Right.
where's the fighting? Where's the fireworks? Where's the
Yeah,
right?
you don't know how to handle that energy. I mean, obviously I am not in a soulmate situation and I am very much so single as a Pringle. But I feel like I got a sampling a preview of what that kind of energy could taste like in November last year. Not saying anything's ever going to happen in that situation, but just in terms of understanding that energy, I feel like I was able to have a bite. Whether or not that energy ever resurfaces in my life is a different story, but it was definitely very foreign to me because I was like, oh, this is weird.
And Heather, you have such a beautiful magnetic personality and aura, and I know that like you deserve the best love. You do.
Virgo and Venus.
You you do, but you deserve to be picky. Like, and it's not even
Yeah,
being
yeah,
picky.
no.
It's being discerning, right?
Yes, but you know what? That goes without saying. Venus and Virgo or otherwise, we all deserve like the best of the best. No one should have to be picking around in the trash for their toilet seat love.
Absolutely. Like, no,
I feel
oh
like
my
that
gosh,
could
the
be.
toilet seat. That's going to be the running joke. Oh my goodness, of our
I
podcast.
I feel like I feel like that could be yet another new song. Toilet seat love.
Toilet seat love. It's not.
Don't want that toilet seat love. No, 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 no.
I mean, turn the pain into creativity. But it doesn't pain me anymore. It's a funny story. Like it is
It
like a
is.
like
It
it
is
is
funny.
and you know what? Like, no hate. No shade. It's just funny. Like
It is.
it's relational. It's a good way for me to relate to people, right? It's like, okay, this is the difference and this is what
And
it needs to be seen.
everyone's got that toilet seat situation. I mean,
Yeah.
for example, this isn't a toilet seat thing. It's not quite as funny, but it's definitely kind of like a huh. My twin flame, he thinks that Panera is expensive.
Oh, yes, we've talked about this.
Yes.
We've talked
And
about
that
this.
kind of taps into like scarcity mindset. And it's
Um,
like, do I want to be with someone who is in a scarcity mindset? Now, I'm not saying I need to be with someone who's, big spender, doing all this, that, and the other thing. But it's just like you can still be responsible, frugal, that kind of thing, but not be saying Panera's expensive. I
well,
mean,
and especially if you're trying to like reconnect with somebody or
right.
like that's not what no like
Panera's
it's like
expensive.
and
So
like
every time I go to Panera, I kind of chuckle to myself. I'm like, "Oh, this is really expensive."
this is the Ritz, baby. But yeah, I know what you're saying because it's about energetic match. Like, you want somebody who's generous and giving.
Right.
And it's not that you want all their money. It's
No.
no, but
Like
it's nice to have that.
we don't have to go somewhere like super bougie and fancy or anything. I'm not asking to go to Mr. Chow's back in LA for anyone who knows Mr.
I know
Chow.
Mr. Chow.
Yeah.
That's where all the celebrities go.
I've been there, or
Okay.
the
The
Ivy,
Ivy.
the Ivy, where I sat next to Heather Locklear once. Um, but anyways, I'm not asking to go to any of those kinds of places, but even it's like, okay, Panera is still even like below the Olive Garden or Cheesecake Factory, like the major chain restaurants, Applebee's or whatever, because those at least they have like, like a full meal, not just like a soup and sandwich kind of thing. And then there's also alcohol. Like even those are a higher tier than Panera. And Panera is expensive. I'm like, so what do you propose we do? Like go through the drive-through at McDonald's? Like what
Well,
like, what's going on here?
and like I think what you told me was like this was a chance for you to kind of connect, right?
Yeah.
And to you, I bet that didn't make you feel attuned to, or it didn't
No.
make you feel seen or held or important.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And at least where things were left off, he was still very much still in that scarcity mindset, not an abundance mindset. And it's like you don't have to have a ton of money either to be an abundant mindset. You can be broke as can be and still have an abundant mindset, because you can be like, okay, there's currently, like $10 in my bank account, but I'm drawing money in. It's coming to me. I'm going to be able to afford to go to the IV or whatever it is. Like, you're not just like, oh well, this is just, the way it is.
Well, money's an energy, right? Like Joa
Mm-hmm.
said, it's an energy, as is love. And when you have that right match, you want somebody that those energies mesh. The energy of like how you treat money, how you attract
Exactly.
money, right? And how you the love languages as well. We could do a whole segment on love languages. Like
Totally.
it's mm-hmm.
I do feel like, at least, like, one of the positive things of this experience with him resurfacing later in my life as opposed to earlier in my life is it definitely showed me how much I had grown since the first time he had been in my life, where I was just like, "Oh, I really am not that girl anymore. I've
Mm.
truly grown, I've truly evolved." Like, maybe 16-year-old me or whatever would have tolerated this and tolerated that. But at that age, I was like, no, like, no, I'm not, I'm past this. Like, you're still back there. And this is the ironic thing, because I think back to readings that I would get for myself back then. And one of the questions I would always ask would be like, why did he come back? Why did he come back? Why did he come back? Because it would drive me nuts. I'm like, why did he come back? And part of me didn't want to necessarily receive the answer, because I think part of me was in this place where it was just like, I've been at that age where it's just like, I want to get married, I want to settle down, I want to have a family. So I was interpreting this as like, okay, this is an opportunity for that to happen. Like, why else would this person resurface in my life, X amount of years later? And that's not what came through in the readings. What always came through was he was coming back because he was feeling nostalgic, and he was kind of more tapped into the past energy, and I guess you could say his glory days, and just like when life felt better for him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where my position was in his life at that time. But while he was focused on the past, I was focused on the future, and I wanted to build a life. And you can't build a life with someone who's focused on the past. And that's, once again, why we were not aligned. Our attentions were in two completely different directions.
1000%. You weren't the same girl. And
No.
he was hoping for that same connection, right? That nostalgia, that time
Mm-hmm.
period. And like you said, you can't grow with somebody who's stuck in the past.
No. And I didn't realize that at that time, because there was a part of me that was still very stubborn, and I was like, but he can get there. He can get, it's always, I can change him. We've all been there.
All been there. Yeah.
We've all been there. It's like, but it's me. I am different. It's different this time, whatever. But eventually it definitely got to the point where I was just like, no, you know what? Like, it was confirming to me of my dreams and my desires and my heart and where I wanted my life to go. It definitely confirmed the fact that he was not supposed to be a part of that, but it definitely kind of cleared the path for me as to who I want, the kind of person I want to have on that path with me, and what I want that path to look like.
1000%. And like, yeah, that's kind of what that connection did. It catapulted you. It was a catalyst. And
Oh my gosh. Now we're both losing it.
so
Now Tinkerbell's
yeah,
joining as well.
we have some comments. Fairy goddesses, we're both goddesses. That's so kind of you. And she says, her and her person, she's always acting like a child. Her inner child comes out. So you feel safe with your person. That's wonderful. Um, and the person you're with are always looking to the future. That's good. And the person that you were with before was stuck in the past. So but
Yeah.
now you're looking forward. So it seems like
Yeah.
we have some connections in the chat too to what you're saying.
Totally. That can
Yeah.
happen. That can happen for sure.
But No, I think that's so interesting. And when I look back on my relationships, they all served a purpose. They
Mm-hmm.
were all they all served a purpose, and like I think it's good to reflect. So Joa says I had a phenomena this year. Several women I rejected or did not flirt with anymore messaged me. Some of them from years ago. Coincidence?
Interesting.
So they came back. Okay, so they circled back. Okay, so interesting. Huh. You mean this year, so this 2026. Hmm, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean that could be it could be several things. I mean, considering you're saying it's several women, I mean, there's definitely several different soul ties there, um, of a variety of kind. It it's probably considering it's several, it could be multi-layered. It kind of depends on number one, first and foremost, where you are in your life and
Yes.
what direction you need to go into. And then if they're popping back in, for each of them, they could be popping in for different reasons. You know, they each could have some kind of different unresolved issue or some kind of lesson that still needs to be experienced. So it kind of depends on the individual who's returning.
Yes. And yeah, maybe it was nostalgic feeling. For some of them, it may have been Joa. It may have been that nostalgic feeling, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that. It could be maybe they had a dream. Maybe there was something moving through their transit. Like maybe they had something transiting a certain like their Venus or their, or some other house or aspect or where was I going with that? Anyway, I mean, like you said, Heather,
There's
it
a
depends.
lot of energy
It
involved there.
depends on the connection, but
Yeah.
some of them may have unfinished business, right? Some of them.
Most importantly, though, I would focus on you and the
Mhm.
direction you want to go into because regardless of what's happening with them and their reasoning for coming back, if their reasons are not aligned with where you're going, then it doesn't matter why they came back in the first place.
1000%. Yeah, it's about how you feel. It's about how you
Hmm.
feel about it and where you want your future to be. But it's okay to be curious too. It's okay to be curious, but
Yeah.
or maybe a
And
New Year resolution.
yeah,
Maybe.
exactly. So, did you have anything else you want to add on the romance
Hmm.
topic, or shall we move on?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's very cool. And in wrapping up our spiritual topic of discussion, next week's discussion, just so you guys know, usually we don't have them necessarily picked out right off the bat, like the week before, like this quickly, but just kind of due to life events and that kind of thing, we decided for next week we're going to be talking about um, money related stuff. So, still kind of in the vein of Venus. And we're going to be talking about like going after money versus your purpose and your passion, you know, kind of like the obligation of paying bills versus doing something that you love, kind of a thing, and balancing those two different things. Like, how does that look? How does that move in our lives? And with that being said,
Mhm.
we have a little announcement here for the podcast because of that. Um, so this week, this Valentine's week, this is our final week of doing free readings on the podcast. And it's not that we don't want to be generous with our time and our energy. And for someone who is a recovering people pleaser like myself, this is actually very hard to do.
Me too. Yeah.
But you know, it's not that we are opposed to doing readings, but starting next week we're going to have to start rolling out paid readings only towards the end of the podcast, because first of all, I mean, it's almost it's just about 5 o'clock here for me mountain time, and we started shortly after 3 o'clock my time. Mountain time. We've been on for 2 hours already. We haven't even done any readings yet. But we give you guys a lot of free information and help and assistance with our collective card pull and our spiritual topic of the day and the upcoming astrology. Granted, it's all on a collective scale, but it's still free information that we are giving to you guys and talking to you with and engaging with you with. And that takes a lot of energy on its own. Um, so that's why we kind of need to start rolling out paid readings only towards the end of the podcast. We're still going to open up readings, but they're just going to have to be paid. And there is going to be a way to do that. I haven't shared the information in this live yet because it's not happening for this live. We're still going to do free ones for today. But next week, I'm going to have posted in the description of the live, and I'm also going to post it into the chat when we're live, the link that you go to make your payment. The link will take you to a live payment section on my website, and the payment is going to be $20. That $20 is going to cover a question that both of us will answer. So you're getting 2 readers for $20. So it's like $10 per reader, basically, which is still pretty cheap.
Joe's
by
comment
market
here
standards.
just kills me. He just dance floor with tickets.
Yes. So there's a
That's hilarious.
what's the word I'm looking for? It's not tickets. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm thinking of like the club.
Paid admission, pay
Not paid
cover charge.
Cover charge. Thank you. Yes, that's it. We have a cover charge now.
Yeah.
There's a cover charge. So there's $20 cover charge on the dance floor starting next week. But the dance floor is still free for this week. So but that's just a heads up, you guys. Because we do put a lot of energy into this. And we're talking about Venus here, energy exchanges, and we got bills to pay here too. This is what Kelsey and I both do for a living. They're this is our thing. So we got bills to pay. I got Chihuahua dog mouths to feed. We got taxes. There's all the different things. So yes, indeed, that's why we have to do that. And of course, you don't have to do something through a live. There's always the option to book with us on the website with any of the readings that are offered there, not on the live. Zoom readings, YouTube readings that are like long form kind of content, image readings, voice memo readings. There's a whole variety there. And we're also going to be rolling out some promo codes just for you guys here on Tarot Tales that will not be available anywhere else. It's not going to be posted on any social media. So there may be sales that will be mentioned every once in a while if you want to book one of those readings with a promo code. But more to come on that as we roll this new adventure out.
And you're always welcome to stay and take in things and enjoy. And if you don't buy a reading, that's fine.
Don't feel like obligated to buy. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And
like if you can't afford it, if this is not a good week for it, whatever it is, no big deal. We're still going to be here every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it's like when a Wednesday comes along and you're like, hey, I got my paycheck. I'm good. I can spend the $20. Then great. We'll do it. So.
No, absolutely. And it kind of gives you some time to really think of a great question you want answered. Right. And actually, it gives us the ability to give more focus to your question and to get richer, deeper pulls and answers. And that is, you get 2 for the price of 1. And that is a great price for 2 intuitives to be working on a single question. And you've seen our work before. We go pretty in depth with our readings. So
we're generous.
Yeah, we are quite generous.
For sure.
But no, we love that energy exchange. And I think it's great that we talked about Venus today and attracting money. And I think next week it's going to align perfectly with purpose versus money, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that more. But instead of it being romance related, we're going to go into careers, making money, our passion projects, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So yes, indeed. Chihuahuas eat a lot, indeed. Yes, they do. They do. I mean, these two, they know. I mean, for example, every night before we go to bed, I have a lot of like twinkle lights up in my apartment in general. So it's like maybe like an hour to a half an hour before we go to bed, I'll turn off like the regular lights and just have twinkle lights on. And that's usually after we've gone potty for the last time outside. And when that happens, when the lights go dim, oh my gosh, they get so excited. They get so crazy because they know it's time for greenies.
Greenie. Have you seen that dog where they sing her like the piano and they sing her a Greenie song? Oh my gosh, I have to
No.
send
Oh
you.
my
There's this little like
god.
Maltese, and her name, I can't remember her name. I think it's Daisy, but they play the piano for her every night, and it's a Greenie song. Greenie, Greenie,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
get you.
god.
And she literally like comes like running out,
Oh
and like
yeah.
they
They
film
get
it every night. It is the
they
cutest
are
thing.
they are feral. They are absolutely
Uh,
feral for greenies. And then when they had their photo shoot last week, I mean, treats galore the entire photo shoot because obviously, you got to have them like try and like sit and stay in different positions and everything. And I mean, Shadow, he was a slut for those treats. He really was.
He'll
He I
pose.
he got so wound up. He exhausted himself. He was like panting and jumping and he was absolutely crazy. So yes, they may be small, but their stomachs are big.
I love it. Love it. So we got to feed the chihuahuas, keep them fed in greenies.
Yes.
But thank you for all of you who are here. And thank you to those of you who stick around and have been here week to week. We truly,
Yes.
we truly appreciate your energy and spending your Wednesday night with us. Like
Yeah.
it's
It means
wonderful.
a lot.
It really does that you choose to spend your time with us. It's wonderful. The
He
Tarot
was
Tale
like,
Gals.
come on, bring more." Yeah, he was like, "Come on, bring more." Like it
Mhm.
was so and it's funny because my friend Nicole, she came with to help because we needed like another person to help with just like the two of them
Wrangling.
and everything. And she texted me over the weekend. She was doing laundry and she was like, "So I'm doing laundry and I just found a whole bunch of treats in my pocket." And it was totally from Friday from the photo shoot. So
That's adorable.
oh,
Oh, that's funny. I love that you got to do that for them and for yourself. Like I think that's adorable.
yeah, I'm excited to see the pictures. And of course, when I do see the pictures and I figure out which ones I'm getting and everything, those are going to be posted everywhere. So
And don't you have a poster? Maybe you'll show that next week. Your
I do have a poster. It's like over there, but it's funny when I go do in-person events. I mean, I have lots of different banners and posters and that kind of thing to just like advertise, like, "Hey, come over here and get a reading," right? Um, but one of my posters, one of my signs that gets a lot of traction, like people may not even see anything else, but as soon as they see this one sign, like it's a magnet. It's that Venus magnet drawing them in. And it has Shadow and Tinkerbell on it. And it says in the Disney font writing, every purchase goes towards feeding a chihuahua. And that's what draws people in.
well,
It is effortless marketing.
well, and remember you said you wanted it to be smaller and it came way bigger than you expected?
Yeah, it's huge. It's
That's
huge. But you
great
know what?
though.
It works though, because that's
Yeah.
usually the first thing that people see. And they're like, "Oh, look, it's cute dogs." And then they'll notice, like, "Oh, it's like in Disney writing or whatever." And then they'll be like, "So what's going on over here?" Yeah.
And then that draws them to you. And it's the truth. Your readings support chihuahuas.
It does. I mean, it's definitely not a lie. I mean, they're expensive. Shadow, because he is 11 and he's already lost 13 teeth as it is. He still has teeth, don't get me wrong. The 13 teeth that he lost were like primarily in the front, So he has his molars, he has his canines. Dogs have a lot more teeth than humans do, so 13 sounds like a lot for us, but it's not necessarily for them.
Yeah.
And um, and Chihuahuas are known for having teeth problems.
Mm.
But he is definitely due to go back to the vet and have another cleaning so we can keep up on healthy teeth. And I mean, that's like $1,000 right there, just getting the teeth clean. So yeah.
1000%. And that's without issue. Without
Yeah,
issue. It's just the
that's
cleaning.
without the issues. That's
Yeah.
just the cleaning alone. So
So,
it is true. Every purchase it goes like them first and foremost. I mean, I will take them to the ER before I take myself to the ER. So I'll be like, "Oh, well, I'll just die. That's fine."
a mother's love.
Exactly.
Well, should we open the dance floor for the last
Yeah,
time?
the dance, well, it's not the last time. We're
The
still
free
opening
dance
it.
floor.
Yes. It's just it's admission is free. You know, it's a ladies' night, it's guys' night, whatever it is, it's free. Free of charge. There's no cover charge tonight. Cover charge is going to be next week, but there's no cover charge right now. So if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the chat, and Kelsey and I will do our best to assist you in your situations. So,
The
yes,
dance floor is
indeed.
open.
It is open. Yes.
The
Last
last
time
time
without tickets. Love is in the air. Yes, love is definitely in the air. Love will always be in the air here. That goes without saying. It's always a good time. Get some of this
Yeah.
iced coffee in my system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the dance floor. Oh, well, thank you. We try. We try our best to be as accurate as possible.
Yeah,
That
absolutely
is
we
for
do.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love how we're both like sipping out of our tumblers. Is yours a Stanley too?
Yep. It's a
It looks like it's a
Stanley.
Stanley. Okay, yeah.
It sure
Mine is a
is.
Stanley as well.
I love my Stanley. I
I
only
got
need
my
one.
I got my Stanley at Home Goods for like half the price of what they usually are.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because there's like a
normally,
surplus of them now,
yeah,
I feel.
because normally they're like, 40, $50.
Easily.
And I found one for like 20. And I was like, I'll be
That's a
taking
great
you. Thank
price.
you.
And it's a
Yeah.
great color. It's a great color for you.
Yes.
Very
It's
Barbie.
very pink with my little pink bow to seal it.
Beautiful. Very Love Shack fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have a
Yes,
question.
indeed.
Oh no, my question. So we have two kind of inquiries. Fairy Goddess
Okay.
says, am I able to ask a spicy question?
Yeah, I mean, it's your question. You can ask whatever it is that you want. We'll do our best to answer it. So,
Okay, and Joa wants to know what's coming his way, love wise.
love wise. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we go with Joa's question
Yeah, we'll
since it's
start there.
already there? And Fairy Goddess, when you're ready to drop in your spicy question, drop it and we'll do that one next.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So the dance floor has started. Joa, so what's coming your way love wise? Do you want to go first, Heather, with your love story deck? And then I can
Why
see what
not?
else.
I've got love story here, so let's bring it out. Let's see what's coming in. All right, what is coming in for Joa with love? Let's scoot you over just a little bit, my lovely little. You're not a blue yeti. You're a pink yeti. I mean, let's be real. It's not
Of course
blue.
it's pink.
I don't know why do they call it blue yetis? I mean, they're not.
Oh.
I know that they make blue ones, but they're not all blue. Oh, all right, we got something. All right, what's going on for Joa? Okay, I feel like this is like all of the girls that have recently reached out to you because we have thinking of reaching out to you. This has already happened multiple times
Wow.
over. So I feel like that's kind of just like confirming, like, oh yeah, they're reaching out to you or whatever. So yeah, they are. They're doing that. Let me get out my little stand. So we can put them here. All right, there we go. Thinking of reaching out to you. Okay. All right. Tell us a little bit more here, Spirit. Maybe like what's to come of this? What's to come with these multiple women? Okay, we have long distance lover. So I don't know if any of them like live far away from you, if they live at a distance from you. But one of them could be, if it's not one of them, there could be someone who lives at a distance from you who might be coming in. So that could potentially be possible. Oh gosh, we have two. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, all right. We have this love isn't love, it's toxic. So, I feel like there's a lot of energy coming through because once again, the multiple women who were coming in. So I feel like at least one of them, you probably need to avoid like the plague. There's a little bit of a toxic energy there. But we also have I want to wine dine you and give you only the best. So this is kind of interesting because I feel like there's a lot of different energy coming in. So it's almost kind of like got like this picey, foggy feeling in a sense, because one of these women could genuinely feel this way. But another one of them, if they do have toxic intentions, they may try to, kind of like, you know, say and do all the right things, kind of like press all the buttons that they know is going to like kind of just like lead you towards their direction to kind of pull you back into that web. So it could be one or the other. Okay. Let's be a little bit more clear here, Spirit. Let's be a little bit okay. Oh, okay. Spirit's being clear now. I got it. Okay, so one of them. This is definitely about one of them who, if they are not long distance from you, if they are not physically at a distance from you, this is probably emotional distance then. That this is someone who has put up emotional distance from you in the past, which is toxic in and of itself. And they may try to be kind of like sly and sneaky. It's like a slimy used salesman car kind of analogy here where they're like, I'm gonna do all the right things. Like I'm gonna talk all sexy and say sexy things and do sexy things to just like draw you in. But don't be fooled by it because you put me on a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster. That's like that twin flame energy. This is some like karmic toilet seat love.
Toilet seat love. But Joyce says those that messaged him were a waste of time.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Please forgive me. I told sweet little lies. So this is definitely like I feel like they may continue to try and persist. So let's see. I mean, the good thing is you are clear on the fact that you don't want this. So that's positive. Not everybody would necessarily be clear on that. So I'm going to ask Spirit, okay, why are we talking about this then? Because you know what your standards are. You know they're a waste of time. You know that you don't want to have anything to do with them. So why are we being told about these people or this person who's a waste of time anyways? What's the purpose of telling us this? You are my forever, you are everything. Okay, so this is very different energy obviously than all this. This is more of like that healthy soulmate kind of love. I feel like if anything, this is being highlighted for a reason. So it could be Spirit showing you how much you've grown, that you know that you're past this. So you can be in a position to be prepared for this kind of love coming in. if there's any area that may not be completely healed yet, spirit could be saying, hey, I know you feel you're past this and I know you really want this, but there may be something here that still needs to be reflected on, which I believe came through for you last week, that there was something kind of like in the blind spot there, something that's like in the subconscious, which I feel like still may be happening here. And that spirit's like in co-creation mode with you and wants to give you this as well. I do feel like there is a divine counterpart, there is a high level soulmate that is coming in, and that if there's like toxic old people coming in from the past, then it's like it's highlighting something from the past that still needs to be resolved. That doesn't mean that you need to have a conversation with these people or reconnect with these people. I feel like this is more of an internal kind of closure that needs to happen. But as soon as it happens, it's like, boom, spirit's going to be like, here you go.
I think so too. And I think you're right. I think a lot of those connections that are coming in that are from the past are showing you how much you've shifted, you've grown, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe there's something that needs to be released even within those some of those connections, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm picking up. But Kelsey,
All
would you like
right.
to
So
build
Joa,
upon that?
let's see here. So let's do 3 cards. We'll start card number 1. We're going to look into your current love energy. So this is what's surrounding your love life right now, energetically around you. Let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Walking away. Very interesting, which is accurate, right? Walking away from
All this.
connections, messiness, roller coasters, drama, maybe connections that are not great for you. And I think that that might resonate with you here because you see here, this person's walking through a gate, looking over their shoulder. Bye. See ya. Right? It's walking away from what no longer serves. And we talked about that last week with releasing attachments, if I recall, right? And not only did you get that card in our podcast, but you got it on my YouTube page as well, right? So that's coming through. That's what's your current love energy is leaving behind those people in the past or leaving behind what no longer serves. Now, what I'm getting, so incoming shift. So, what love energy is moving towards you next? Let's see what's coming in because you were hoping for new connections, right? But let's see incoming shift. I think Heather got a really good scope of the landscape, what's currently going on, right? Incoming shift. What love energy is moving towards Joa? Woo! All right. Fell on the ground here. Give me a second here.
The energy's all over the place.
I don't know if this is the answer you're looking
But
for.
I will say one thing in regards to like asking for new people, new energy, all that kind of stuff to come in. And there it seems like there's like this unfinished business or whatever. Um Sometimes we don't know what we're asking for. It's like you know you want this high level soulmate kind of love, but it's like there's a part of you that doesn't realize how freaked out you're going to be when something positive comes along. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier where it's just like if you're used to dysfunction and toxicity, that
Mhm.
becomes your normal, and then when something healthy comes your way, you're like, oh, what do I do with this? Like you may not know what to do with this. That's why there might be something here that still needs to be resolved within yourself just so you're ready, because when this comes, like there's going to be more to process in terms of like, oh, this is how what I want really functions, and this, like I need to shed some of this stuff because I don't want to bring this gunk into this.
Mhm. No, you're talking sense, Heather, because even in my connection, which is very stable and loving, I had to shed. I had to adjust to this new frequency of
Yeah.
a relationship. But Joa, this isn't like, so this is interesting. So your current love energy is you're walking away from connections in the past. Now your incoming shift is adjacent possibilities. Very interesting. So you have
Hmm.
You have options here, is what I'm kind of understanding here. But that doesn't make things easier, right? Like having lots of options can make things actually very challenging. But what I'm getting here, and what spirit is kind of telling me here, they're like showing, um, it's kind of like this envisionment of what you want, right? So, what is a healthy connection feel like for you? How would you know that when you have it, right? I think that's going to be important for you, is knowing what it'll feel like when you have that connection. Will you feel safe? Will you feel um at ease, right? Because there's going to be lots of distraction. That's how I'm going to put it. Show it. It's your year. Like, you're drawing in lots of potential, right? But it's unknown. But there's like, it's about being flexible. It's about um being open to new connections, but being discerning about your energy and where you put it. Okay, but this is good. This, like, like, it's kind of funny. There's lots of doors here, right? Lots of open doors, lots of windows open. But like I said, it's kind of Seven of Cups vibes. It's very like,
I was just thinking that. I'm like, that sounds like the Seven of Cups.
yes, so important that you stay grounded. And like, yeah, so you say love isn't your priority. You can tell, yeah, always ask about career. And I think that's everyone's different, right? But companionship is lovely to have, and but it might not be something that you actively seek, right? But tis the season to be asking about love, Joa. So that's what your incoming shift is. Love energy is moving towards you. You have options here. And you're walking away from connections and leaving behind maybe some attachments that weren't so fruitful. Now, let's see the near future direction. How will this energy likely express or unfold? Let's see what's coming for Joa here. Ooh, it's not coming out here. We'll do one more time here. And then I'm going to give you an affirmation as well. Okay. All right. Okay. We have some beautiful energy here. We have the energy of appreciation, um, which is beautiful. And like, this energy of gratitude is going to be coming into your life. I feel like there's going to be a connection in which, and we have the number one and the number five. And the number one is new beginning, five is change, but added together, they equal six. Six is a soulmate number. So, very interesting. I feel like there's definitely some connection coming in where not only you are going to feel like, you're going to feel grateful for them, but they're going to feel grateful for you and make you feel appreciated. There is like this near future kind of shift. As for timing, I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to look up the affirmation for this card because it might be something you want to say. So again, this is a reminder to choose gratitude. So enjoy the connections that you do have that are fruitful. So you said like love isn't your first priority. That's okay. Maybe you have some really good friends, really good coworkers, really good connections, but it's about enjoying that gratitude. And I feel like there is definitely a connection coming your way. Like Heather said, that soul connection wants to come through. Now let's see the appreciation card. So much to be grateful for. So your affirmation is, I choose to see and appreciate the beauty and value around me. I increase my gratitude every day, and I am attracting even more to be grateful for. And how fitting, we talked about Venus and where your Venus is in your chart. Venus is how you attract, right? And I guess knowing what it is you're looking for, and if it's not your priority, that's fine. But it's nice to know when you have that connection and they come in, how you'll know, right? I think that's always good to know. How will you embody that? So there's a lot of good coming your way. Like I said, you're moving away from connections no longer serve you. Maybe you're working through releasing attachments in the way that makes sense to you. You got options. Like, sometimes that's hard. But I'm seeing this appreciation coming in. Okay. So I feel like there's a lot of good.
For
It's about
sure.
using your discernment and knowing how you feel in the presence of other people. I think that's going to be what you need to pay attention to. And I know you have a lot of Scorpio and you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, right? And so that's deeply emotional and feeling. And I know you said you tend to be more stoic, Joa, but that's a deep, like, I feel like with those waters, like, it's very much an intuitive, I feel like you're
Right.
probably very in tune.
You may not necessarily express the
Yes.
emotions because being stoic is almost, it's almost kind of like being stone faced in a sense.
Yeah.
It's like you're not very expressive with how you feel,
But you doesn't mean you don't
but
feel. Yeah.
right, but you
Hmm.
still feel those emotions, just probably run very, very deep.
Hmm. But it's those are some beautiful placements you have. And yeah, Scorpio and Venus and Scorpio in the eighth house is deeply transformative. So, um,
Definitely.
well, there's your spread there.
Yeah, it'll come through. And this is definitely a reminder to me to work on that timing deck, because if I had that timing deck now, we could give you timing on that. But it's not here yet. I have to work on it.
It's coming in the right
Yes.
time.
It will be out sometime this year. It's in the plans for 2026.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're welcome, Joy. I hope that resonated.
yes. All right. So fairy goddess, I know you had something coming in here that was going to be spicy. So let's see.
I think, yeah, it's up here. I'm just looking.
All right. All right. Mia, how is it going to be when Mia and Nanny spicy time? Like, how am I going to feel? And how is she going to feel? Like words and actions in a way. So basically, like how is, just to make sure we are clear on what we're answering here. Like basically how you're going to feel and what the experience is going to be like when you guys are intimate.
Mhm.
That
That's what I
just
gathered.
to make sure I'm understanding the question correctly. No, you don't need to retype it. Just let us know we're understanding this correctly, that you just want to know, like, how is that intimacy going to be between the two of you? How will it feel? What the experience will be like, all that kind of stuff. So, and then we'll dive into it.
Do, do, do.
Okay. Yes, in a way, but also like how she is when I see her in person. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see. How is it going to be for you guys in person?
Mhm.
And how will it be in terms of intimacy? All the emotions, all the feelings. What do we have going on here? Ooh, okay. It's, I mean, this is not like my spicy deck, but this is definitely, it's a very romantic card. Let's run away together where no one will find us.
She just said in
So
the comments. Look at the comments, Heather.
hold on. I gotta grab my
This
computer.
is
I can't see with that
confirmation.
ring light there. We are playing. Oh my gosh! Okay, well, clearly, yes, the card agrees. You're going to have your little vacation. I was just about to say, I'm like, you guys are probably gonna have like a vacation or a getaway together. It's like when you
Mhm.
guys do come together, like it's not like you need just one day or one night. It's like you need like a whole like week long experience or something.
Mhm.
So this is about just like coming together, the two of you, secluded, far away from everyone and everything else. It's like when you guys come together, it is literally like the entire world dims around you and there's no one else. There's nothing else there. You're just completely immersed in one another and in the experience together. So that is the first thing coming through. Very confirmational, obviously, of that trip. Um, let's see what else we can get here. what else is going on here with this intimacy, how we feel, how it's all going to happen. Let's see here. Okay. We have you also have you put me on an emotional roller coaster. So normally I interpret this card in that like loop-de-loop psychotic twin flame way, but because of the context of the situation here, we already have this here first. I feel like the ups and downs here with this, it's not like ups and downs in the toxic way. It's like you're going to be feeling all of the emotions. It's inevitable. So it's like the high feelings are obviously going to be how how you feel up against each other, touching each other's skin, the love, the emotions, the connection, all of that. Some of the like the down, like the lower moments, it doesn't have to be toxic, but it could be like, I never want this to end kind of feeling. It's like right now we're in our fantasy world in Puerto Rico, but one day we have to go back to reality. We have to go back to our regular everyday lives. And it's like, it's like leaving Disneyland. No one wants to leave Disneyland. You just want to stay there. So it's like when you have to go home, when the rendezvous has to end, that doesn't mean that the love ends. It doesn't mean that anything bad is happening, but it's just like you want to live in that moment forever. So I feel like when we're talking about like the ups and downs, like that's the down we're kind of talking about, is it's just like, oh, I never want this to end kind of a thing. So you'll be feeling all the things. Oh, we just had one flip out. Come back here. The distance between us is torture. So I feel like when you guys are apart from one another, when there's not that close physical, emotional, mental intimacy, like just any amount of being apart from each other, it's just going to feel like torture. It's just going to feel like torture. The only thing I would say to kind of have a heads up for with that card is just be careful when it comes to codependency.
Yes.
You don't want to be codependent on one another. It's beautiful to be enamored and to just kind of like take it all in and be in that moment, but just keep it healthy. Just keep it healthy. I feel like there's a possibility to kind of like get drunk in one another in a sense. Just like there's nothing wrong with one glass of wine, but there's a big problem when it's one bottle of wine. So it's like that kind of a thing. Just try not to live in excess. You make me feel alive. You guys bring out the best in one another. You truly make each other feel alive. So it's like, once again, when you're in those intimate moments, it's like, it's probably going to make you feel things that you never felt with any other partner before that. Like the kiss is going to be electric. It's like you're just not going to be able to keep your hands off each other in a sense. Like it's going to be that immersive. Like you're just going to melt into each other. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here. I'll see if there's anything else I can get, and then Kelsey can take it away. Anything else? Jealous. I can't handle seeing you move on. Now, that's not to say either one of you is going to move on, but again, I feel like this is kind of tapping into that codependent energy. So when those times come of being apart from one another, like just because, she goes and she spends time with so and so, doesn't mean anything's going on. You don't need to be possessive of one another. Allow there to be breathing room. There's a reason why that phrase exists. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, because it does. So allow there to be room to breathe, ebb and flow, ebb and flow. So I don't feel like this means anyone's moving on or there's like a third party, but I just feel like it's basically referencing like, hey, keep things in balance there. Don't become codependent. Codependency can come jealousy, and you don't want to bring that into your connection. And okay, I know this card is going to look kind of miserable, but just grin and bear here with me. No one makes me cry as much as you do. Now I know she looks really unhappy in this card, but here's the beautiful thing about tears and crying. Crying is release.
Mhm.
It is release. It can be a release from negative emotions, kind of like her face, or it can be a release in positive emotions. And I feel like when it comes to, once again, intimacy between the two of you, connecting between the two of you, two things. Number one, you may find yourself crying afterwards. Some people cry after the deed. You may wind up crying afterwards, not in a sad way, obviously, but just in a like, oh, this has been so beautiful kind of a way. And secondly, I don't feel like this is like tears of misery or anything, but I feel like it's tears of joy, it's tears of happiness, and like it's going to be such like the two of you coming together is going to be such an explosive release. It's a release physically, obviously, in the physical act, but there's a release emotionally. There's oxytocin that's, going berserk. There's a spiritual release. There's a lot of release that comes with the union energy. So that is what I have.
Mm. You got lots of confirmation in the comments from her.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'll
let's
let you
see.
look through that because,
Let's
like,
let's see
yeah.
what we let's see what we got here. What am I pressing? My computer's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. All right. Let's see. Like when we do it in person, that makes sense. We are okay, the Puerto Rico thing, yeah. I did tell her that let's ghost the world together in a song. Pretty much, yeah. I'm hoping to go to Puerto Rico on a cruise ship in May with my family. My birthday is in May, and she's in Puerto Rico in May with her family. That's crazy how you say that because the song that she made for me was like like a Bruno Mars type. If the world ends, okay, I know that song. I want to end it with the rose. My middle name is Rose. Yes, I hate it. I hate it. We are always balancing out, putting time into ourselves. Yep. Yes, with that card will a very old I can't talk. Very old protected with each other, even if we're working on ourselves. And we sometimes be like, why are you in competition with me as a joke? I have made her cry before multiple times in a deep talk, but in a good way. Yeah, that's why I was definitely picking up there with the crying energy. It's like it's not a bad thing. It's like it's a positive release.
Mhm.
And especially like whoever it is that we're with, like our partner in life, we should be comfortable enough to cry in front of that person and to have those kinds of releases in front of that person because that's intimacy, not just like physical touching intimacy, but it's emotional intimacy and it's vulnerability, and those things are scary if you're not comfortable with that person. But if you can be comfortable with that person to have that, that is the end game. That's the goal. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. What a beautiful reading. I love that. And JS, the one joined us. They say, hey, happy to see
Hello.
you.
Happy to see you too.
Wonderful. Alrighty. So, um, do you think you're finished with your message there, Heather? Do you have anything else?
Yes. No, I
Okay.
am I am done with my side. So if you have any input for her, go for it.
So, I was shuffling up these cards, just listening to Heather, and this one kept popping out, the second chakra, the sacral. So, sacral
Ooh.
chakra sits just below our belly button, and it is like represented by the color orange. The archangel Ariel. If you resonate with angels, that might be an angel you want to call on or work with. Not everyone resonates with angels, but that's kind of like the I guess the archangel you'd call in with that energy. And what I got here is like the sacral chakra is where our passion is. And that's where our passion lies, our creative energy lies, and it's where our desire is. And of course, it's like how we want to be intimate with somebody, right? So it's very fitting that this showed up. It's kind of like the inner flame, right? So you asked how it's going to be in person when you first meet. So, like that intimacy, the spark. So, we're going to start with one card here, first in person energy. What's your immediate emotional, energetic impression? Let's just see this. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. I got a bunch of cards, so I'm going to ask for one. One card, please. What's your first initial meeting?
So much energy. It's like the deck is like, I want to give you all the cards, all of the things.
Alrighty. Very interesting. So we got the world. And remember, we were talking about like that Bruno Mars song, Escape the World, right? And like traveling to see each other. So it's like you've come from distances to see one another, right? I feel like there's distance between you right now. And coming, like, it's almost like you've traveled the world. You can see this person standing out on like a dock and looking out into that energy. So it's almost like this face to face that's meeting, right? Very interesting. So when you first meet, I feel like it's going to be how do I put this? It's going to really resonate for both of you. It's almost like you've traveled the world to see each other, and that's kind of literally what I'm getting here. So that's like what your first impression is. It's going to be quite beautiful. Whoa, yeah, woman holding a heart. So
Aww.
this is like big Queen of Cups vibes. And the number 44, if that resonates for you, let me know. But 4 4, I keep seeing 4 4. So woman holding a heart, and this is all about like love. How fitting for this episode, right? Love, self-love. And I feel like this vibration of love, of resonance, of attunement is going to be in that first meeting, right? So it's like you've traveled the world and you keep seeing 555 and 444. Very, very fitting then. So let's look at the chemistry and the comfort, physical, emotional chemistry. So, like, we got that sacral chakra, right? I feel like how you two connect is really through your throat chakras. It's through your communication. I feel like that chemistry, because of the talking, that's how you connect. I feel like it'll be easy. Like, you won't be able to stop talking to each other. Like, your chemistry in person is going to resonate because of, that's how you two really connect and communicate is through words, through talking, through having discussions, through having your mind stimulated, right? Through speaking your mind. So that chemistry and that comfort is going to be really showing up with ease. And I feel like you two won't have problems speaking up about what you want. If you know what I'm saying.
I was literally, I was thinking while you were saying that, I'm like, yes, their communication is good, but in terms of intimacy, there could be some dirty talk there.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like you won't have any problems speaking up
Right.
about what you like, what you prefer, what you want.
Exactly.
Take that
Do
as
it
you will.
there, do it here.
Yeah. But that's the communication is key in all aspects of any relationship, right? So
even down to that.
so that's it's going to show up with ease. So like I said, that first person, like when you first meet, it's like you've traveled the world. That's going to be there's just going to be this resonance, right? And there's this love energy, beautiful attunement to each other. But then there's also like this connection through the throat chakra and communication. And like I feel like from what you've told us, you have lots of really good discussions. And it could also go into intimacy too, right? It could be speaking your mind, speaking about what you want. Now, the potential, the intimacy potential. So let's look at this.
I think we already got a little bit of that already with that dirty talk thing.
Oh my goodness. So we got the fourth chakra. It's beautiful. It was sideways. So I feel like almost like there's this it's going to be heart healing. There's going to be a healing in this connection of some sorts. And then right below it, like it's like it wouldn't let me shuffle any further, and we got the door to romance. So very interesting. So the potential, like I feel like, yeah, you said you're blunt, you say how you feel, and she's understanding and patient with you. Yes, there's that balance there, right? And I feel like the intimacy is going to be wonderful. Um, Almost like see this door to romance. It's like this little heart, it's stuck in a cage, but there's a key right here. And I feel like there's this resonance between you and an attunement, which allows for you to like hold the key to that intimacy and to that love and to that healing. So it's going to be very positive, I feel. Let's pull one more card and just see a final message of like intimate details. Kind of like
Yeah,
an ending.
that heart chakra was definitely making me feel like that's confirmation that this is, it's not just bumping uglies, it's not just having sex, it's
Yes.
making love. It's making love because love is the heart chakra there. That's where
Well,
that
there's
comes in.
that door to romance, right? And there's this healing resonance. And look at you got like two chakras in a few cards. And then there's this caring connection. So not only like I feel like Heather just said, like it's funny when you said it's not just physical, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's in so many words. That's what you
Exactly.
said.
I gotta make it colorful. I mean,
Yeah, you
part
gotta laugh, you gotta giggle.
exactly. I mean, part of being on camera and being live is at least making it entertaining. So, you know,
Yeah.
what
But
sounds more entertaining, physical or bumping uglies? Bumping
yeah,
uglies, of course.
gosh. That's so funny. Uh, yeah. So yeah, there's gonna be this like other level of healing when you come together. And also like the sixth chakra popped out too. So you might actually really resonate with Archangel Metatron as well. But like yeah, this card popped out as well. Um, so the chakras, I feel like very intuitive person you are. And I feel like this connection is going to be wonderful, caring connection, and it's not just it's not like it's multidimensional, and it is like yes it's intimacy, yes it's spicy, but it serves so many purposes, right? It's healing, it's loving, it's being feeling seen by one another, feeling held. I love that.
It's not that toilet kind of love.
No, not a toilet seat. It's not what you want for your birthday. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's good. So yeah, you said two chakras in the dream. When I woke up, I felt it in my heart chakra and my stomach. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. And you got like the sacral chakra too. When I first started your reading, you had the sacral chakra. So that sits right here. That's where your desire, that's where your creativity is. Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy there.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited for May to come for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good time.
Me
For sure.
too.
All right. Well, if there are any other questions, the dance floor is free for right now and open. If
Yes.
anyone else has any other question, next week, like we said, we are going to start charging a cover charge on the dance floor. Just because, you know, we are putting in our time and energy here. But we are always happy to have you here. And even if you just hang out with us for the collective stuff, that's totally cool too. We're just happy here to hang out with you guys. And promo codes will be coming soon in the future, anyways. If you want to order like a reading on the website rather than doing something here, sometimes I know people have very personal, very deep things going on where they don't want to talk about what's happening on a live, which I completely respect. So there's always the option to book privately on the website.
I think we have one question from JS the One. I remember you.
Yes,
Thank you so
indeed.
much for coming. They're asking
Yes.
about their blind spots.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
What's coming my way that I'm not seeing?
Okay.
All right.
I like
Blind
it.
spots. Blind spots. Um, what deck do I want to go to
That's what
for
I was
that?
thinking for you. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna
I'm like, oh,
pick?
there's so many different options. Like, I'm not gonna do the love deck because that could really be about anything. I mean, it could be about love, but it could be about career, it could be about family, it could just be about your relationship with yourself. That could be a lot of different things. So since we are kind of going in a more general direction, I think I'll go with my seasonal deck. I'll go with Winter Whimsy because that kind of covers a little bit of everything. And we'll see what the blind spots are. Let's see. All right. Set up our little thing here. All right, here we go. JS the one. What are you not seeing? What is coming that you're not seeing? What are the blind spots here? What do we need to know for you? Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Those three just decided to come out boom, boom, boom together. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to go with this one first. We have all seeing and all knowing.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's on the
yeah.
nose.
It is. So I know you're asking about your blind spots, but I feel like this card actually confirms that you know yourself better than you think you do.
Mhm.
And that you are highly intuitive naturally. I mean, I already know that anyone who comes to this channel, this podcast, interacts with us, like our collective as a whole are highly intuitive people.
Absolutely.
Except for the couple of weirdos that come in that I have to like block and delete and kick out of here because they want to know how to wipe. But
But like
that
they're
was
usually
like
cleared out.
yeah, that was way earlier on when we first got on. There was someone who came in and asked that, and I was like,
They had a blind
man,
spot.
right, you're a troll, you're being deleted. That's a big blind spot. That's what I was just like, well, that sounds like more like an issue you need to talk to your doctor about. But whatever. We can laugh about it though. It's
It's
it's a
fun.
good time. But as for the people who are serious about being, definitely shows that you are highly intuitive. You definitely know a thing or two about a thing or two. So I feel like first of all, this card says don't second guess yourself. That if you're picking up on something, chances are you're right. So don't second guess yourself. Now,
Yes.
something you might be second guessing yourself about, this is the next card I'm going to get into, is how low can you go? So this card is kind of about either a person or a situation that could be around you in your life at this time where someone might be up to something shady, where someone just like they're not necessarily who they say they are. They're kind of misrepresenting themselves, whether it's intentional or not. But it's kind of like someone who doesn't necessarily have either your best interests at heart or people around you and their best interests at heart. I feel like this is kind of like, even on a collective scale, this could be like very much like, the government. It's like, how low can you go kind of a thing with the government, for example. Um, but there could be like an individual or a situation in your life where, maybe it's like an employer, it's like a job or something. It's like, how low can you go treating your employees like this or whatever it is. So there could be a situation, a person, an energy that's kind of embodying this, where you kind of look at the situation and you're like, this is really unfortunate. This is really, it's unstable, it's not fair, there's not justice here, where you're looking at the situation and you're like, this is not right. How low can they go to do like these like not so great things? So I feel like you already see that and you already know that, so trust your intuition on that. You're not like a crazy person noticing these flaws and these injustices that might be happening. Um, so solitude and darkness brings warmth and light. So you're probably noticing the darkness. You're probably noticing that it is not like an easy time right now, whether you're experiencing this for yourself personally, or it could be someone around you who's experiencing this. But there's definitely like a situation of struggle that might be going on at this time. And I feel like this card is basically saying, like, time on your own in solitude and meditation, when you're grounding, when you're journaling, when you're doing like your self care routines, that's when you're able to tap into this energy of knowing. Because when knowledge is power. It brings in that light, and that light will bring in like the direction that you need to go in, whether it's in words or actions or whatever the case may be, as to what those next steps are. So I I almost kind of feel like you might be either in or witnessing a like spiritual battle of some kind that's going on somehow somewhere. But you are kind of like this wise wizard soul, in a sense, in the midst of it. You know more than you think, and that you have the tools here to like navigate this challenging situation. So I would say the overall message in terms of blind spots is, it's not that you have them, because you don't really have them. You just don't trust yourself that you're seeing what you're seeing. So I feel like the message here, at least on my end, is trust what you're seeing, because you're not crazy. Just trust yourself. But you're spot on with what you're seeing in your blind spots.
Wow. No, that's a great read. No, I think
Yeah.
so too. And like, yeah, I'd have to agree with that, especially like having that owl come out. Owls are they symbolize deep wisdom, intuition, ability to see beyond like illusions, right? And deception. So like that wizard soul, that's kind of like that's what I exactly what I felt is
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
like
I
really
it, it
intuitive.
felt it felt like very much like a Harry Potter kind of moment or something.
Like Hedwig.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. But like you're not a student. You're like one of the professors. It's like you're guiding. There might be a student of sorts in your life that you're guiding through that. So it's just like, don't worry about it. You got this. You got this.
I love that read, Heather. um should I go into mine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
please.
So as always, I love to like shuffle as I'm listening. I kind of get an idea of the energy of what Heather thinks. And like I understand JS the one, I understand why you're asking. Um you got this adjacent possibilities card popping out as we're talking about this, right? And that can feel disorienting. Even though you have the wisdom and your intuition is spot on. When there is like it's almost like there's like all of these things going on. It's almost like wondering what is illusion versus what's reality, what's a good pathway forward, who's real, who's not. But this is your sign to ground and trust, because you have that wisdom. Okay, so let's get into the spread I'm thinking of. So I'm thinking like that's that big 7 of cups energy, like there's a lot going on, which is probably why you are questioning like your blind spots, but that's okay. You got yourself, you got it. What is coming towards you? Incoming energy, situation approaching. Let's see here. Just one card, please, Spirit. What is coming towards JS the one? Their incoming energy. Okay. Interesting.
What is it?
Heart chakra
Ooh.
and door to romance. So
Well, it is our Valentine's Day special today.
So how on the note and like the fact two of them popped out together is really interesting. So the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So you might resonate with angels, like I said, but this is about heart chakra being open and receptive to new connections. And so this what's coming towards you, this incoming energy is like a possible romantic connection here. Um, and you're being asked to like open your heart and be discerning with those adjacent possibilities. Maybe there's been hurt in the past, maybe there has been connections that haven't been great, but you are that wizard. Right? So
Yes.
what are you not? Okay, look, Archangel Metatron's right underneath. That's the third eye. So very much like that intuition, right? So what are you not seeing? What's the hidden factor, right? What are we thinking about? Unseen influence. What are you not seeing? Whoa. Okay. Very interesting. We got number 22, yin and yang.
Mm.
So, what are you not seeing? I feel like, and it came out upside down. So when we talk about the yin versus yang, right? Yin is that more receptive energy, and yang is more of that active energy, right? It's almost like there needs to be a balance of these energies. That's kind of what you're not seeing. It's not that you're not intuitive, not that you're not spot on, but it's bringing those energies into balance, right? So there's a time to rest, there's a time to spring forward into your 22 is a master number, absolutely.
That's
but
true. Yep.
but it's about bringing into balance, because some people are really good at yang energy, right? Like that charging forward, doing what they need to do, but really hard to be receptive and to be open and to let things attract what they want in rather than going for it, right? So use your discernment, whatever makes sense to you. But I feel like that's something that maybe you're not totally aware of, is that balance of the coming. And I think it's something I'm working on. Like, it's something I think a lot of us like,
Oh
because
yeah.
balance is not always possible. It's
Mm-mm.
not. It's about getting a rhythm, something that works for you, and it's about being open and receptive to the different styles and the different benefits of these energies. Okay, and 22 is a master number, so if 2 resonates for you, right? But we also have like this possible love connection, right? So 2 is that like kind of like partnership, companionship, 2 of cups energy. um Okay, so let's see what else here. Um, so I just had another thought. It's almost like the combined energy of this yin versus yang is like kind of turning your dreams into a reality. That's kind of what I'm getting as well. It's like knowing what you need to do to bring in what it is you want to manifest, whatever it is. Okay. And knowing if it's for you, right? Because sometimes we bring things in and it's like, ooh, that's not quite what I expected. Um,
That's true. That's true.
um, what's your blind spot? Now, this is the T. This is what you came for. What is your blind spot? So, where your perception, assumption, maybe there's focus off, or what you need to be aware of, kind of thing. Okay. Interesting. You got the 5th chakra. So,
Hmm.
you got the heart chakra to begin with. It's kind of like what's coming towards you. And then this is your blind spot, the 5th chakra. I feel like expression sometimes may be challenging. And you can correct me if that doesn't resonate, but there's something surrounding the 5th chakra. It's not that it's not open and flowing. It's just I think the power of your words, I think you might underestimate the power of your words and the power of your communication here and the power of your voice to make change, to bring in what you want. Let's get some clarity on that. So that's like your blind spot. Let's get some like clarifying cards, what your blind spot is. And it's not like, definitely, it's not a weakness. It's not something you're missing. It's just remembering. Yeah. So we got the anxiety card all tied up. So it's almost like
Hmm.
you're not like, it's almost like spirit wants you to express yourself more. Express, release yourself. Look at, she's all tied up. She's scared to say anything. She's scared to move, right? It's kind of that 8 of Swords energy of like, oh, I'm scared to move forward because I'm scared, or I'm scared to say anything. I'm scared to rock the boat, right? But this will keep that area flowing, right? And your blind spot is just, it's not even really a blind spot. It's just forgetting the power of your expression. And that can come through in many ways. Like this could be in writing, this could be speaking, it could be singing, it could be journaling. Like there's lots of ways that you can express. Let's get one more card from Spirit. Just an overall closing message. Yeah. Like I said, balance. This was a big theme in this reading. You got that yin and yang energy. And then we're closing out with the balance card, the angel of balance. So like I said, balance isn't always possible, but I almost feel like there needs to be this focus. I would wear the color blue. I would, work on working with the throat chakra and bringing in your energy, the yin, the yang energy into balance. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just need to find a rhythm, something that works for you. And remember the power of your voice. And you know best. You're very intuitive. You're very grounded. Your energy is excellent when I'm tapping into this. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. And something I thought I would add to, especially with that yin and yang energy, it's like, the feminine, the masculine kind of energy. Um, just like our society, we live in a patriarchal world. So, regardless of whether you identify more as feminine or masculine, there's automatically like roles that are kind of assigned to each of those energies. And it can be very confusing. It can be very difficult, especially in terms of expression if you feel like you're pigeonholed into one specific kind of energy, which we're not. We have both within us. We have both that yin and yang, that masculine and feminine. So there are going to be times where we may lean into one more than the other, times where it's going to be more balanced. None of it is right or wrong, but society just as a whole can kind of put unnecessary pressure there to create that anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on, Heather. And JS, the one says, "Thank you so much for your reading. First owl was so powerful." Yeah, exactly that card.
Yes.
So it's
I
like that.
love that owl.
It
I
came
love
out
that.
first, right? So Spirit was like, "No,
Yes.
you don't really have blind spots. You
Yeah.
don't. Like
You
it's
got to
just
trust yourself.
remembering your power."
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Mufasa. Remember who you are.
Oh,
Remember
just the
who you are,
one.
Simba. I love that. I love being
Yeah.
able to drag in pop culture references into readings. It's one of my favorite activities.
Yeah, I know it's fun.
And I had the most random thought, totally unrelated to JS the One's reading. Um, but I was thinking about the toilet seat kind of love. And
Yes,
then and
yes.
then I was also thinking about I was also thinking about that comment, that troll from like way earlier who was like, I need help wiping. And I was like, wait a minute. Toilet seat kind of love and he needs help wiping. Like, there we go.
They're the same category. Um,
Exactly.
if you missed that, if you're new in the chat, you didn't see that earlier. We had a troll pop in and say, like,
Yeah.
say they needed help wiping. And then
That was
I
right at the beginning of when we went live. It was like the third comment that came in.
and then I told a story about a past connection I've had, and they wanted to buy me a toilet seat for my birthday. So it is fitting. It is
Well,
hilarious. The
maybe
toilet
maybe
humor.
I was gonna say maybe they need to get a toilet seat from your ex or something. Like maybe that's a love connection. We don't even know about it.
Maybe they should have stayed.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, let's see. Just double checking on the chat here. Yes, Mufasa and Harry Potter. I love it. Anyways, it is
8:15
six.
here almost.
Yeah, 6:13 here. We've been on for over 3 hours now. And because this microphone is plugged into my phone has not been charged at all. And the
Yeah.
battery is starting to drain. And we have been on for over 3 hours now. So I think we are going to wrap it up here and now, you guys. But of course, we appreciate you. This has been a really fun episode today, talking about love and romance and how that all works in spirituality and astrology and so on. Of course, we will be back next week. We're going to be talking about money and like our passion and how we can make money, not just doing the grind, the 9 to 5, and looking at Venus from that money perspective, that magnet, and doing our passions, doing something that we love. So we're going to be talking about that and more astrology. And the dance floor will be open, but we're having a cover charge starting next week. So links will be provided for that and everything when we get into that next week. But yeah, I gotta charge my phone. So
Me too. Me too. My phone
for
is like,
sure.
all right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you being here, and we hope we see you
Yes.
next week.
Exactly. Love you guys and have a very happy, lovely, and abundant Valentine's Day. We will see you next week.
See you next
Mwah.
week. Mwah. Bye.
Bye, guys.